What's going on, guys? This podcast is brought to you by manscaped.com. If you go to manscaped.com/RBP, you get 25% off your order plus free shipping. You can pick up the Lawnmower 4.0. You can pick up the new beard trimmer, which I love because all the attachments don't get lost. You have one attachment and a dial on the back to change the setting. I always end up losing these guards, so I really love that. And if you go to the website, I can show you all the other great stuff they have. Head and body, one of the things I love using is the body wash. If you go to apparel and accessories, I love the boxers. They also have a toiletry bag that I use consistently. So there's just a lot of different stuff for anything kind of for men's hygiene. This is the place to go. So guys, go to manscaped.com/RBP, get 25% off plus free shipping, or use code RBP at checkout for the same discount plus free shipping. Thank you, guys.
What's that?
It's a bill I haven't paid. When are you coming here?
Friday?
Friday morning?
Friday afternoon?
Yeah, like by the time you get here, it'll be Friday afternoon. And then when are you leaving? Sunday?
I'm just stopping in Toronto on the way, do some stuff, and then I'll head from there from Toronto.
Oh, because you don't have to be at registration.
I don't know. Do I?
I don't know. You have to ask Paul. I don't know. I'm not a judge. I don't think so.
I mean, I could probably make it there by then, but
What do you got to do in Toronto?
just do some social media shit, filming stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think you have to be at registration. But I don't know. So when are you leaving? Are you leaving Sunday or what are you doing?
Whatever. Sunday, yeah. Monday, whatever.
Are we going to ride?
I fucking hope so.
Are
You
you
got
going to
3
ride?
bikes. They can't all ride themselves, you know?
3 bikes and a spider.
And a spider. Yeah.
Is Melissa going to ride?
She'll ride, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
She won't ride one of your. She would ride the
She'll
spider.
ride the spider. Yeah,
Yeah.
she'll ride the spider.
She'll drive the spider for sure.
And Leaky Bum can drive behind us.
Yeah. He can sit on the back with Melissa.
Yeah. Paul can sit on the back of Melissa. That would be fucking hilarious. Okay. All right, yeah, that'll be fun. When are we going to ride though? Because Friday you're going to get here for time for registration. By the time registration's done, it's going to be late. We'll have to ride on Sunday, I guess.
Yeah, or we can ride during the day to and from the show. I don't know.
Right. Hey, Leaky Bum, what's going on?
Oh, no, it's leaking.
What's wrong? What's wrong with your bum? What's wrong with your...
Can't get this thing to stop. Won't turn off.
What happened to your fucking Fiberlize? I thought it was making your shit perfect.
Yeah, it makes my fucking shit smell like livestock shit.
Farm animal.
Mike, are you coming here this weekend?
No, I don't think so.
You're not coming for real?
Yeah, we can't get anyone to look after the dogs, to be honest.
All right.
If we bring our dogs, it's gonna be a fucking stress for you guys.
Oh, it'll be a fucking zoo in here with both of our Arnold is fucking crazy. So you guys aren't coming then?
No.
We're gonna get you and Kat on the spider.
Yeah, wait. I'm not going on any bike with you.
Not with me. You and Kat.
Oh.
You and Kat can ride.
I'm not going on any bike by myself. We're supposed to be bringing ketchup. Hold on.
What?
Supposed to be getting ketchup.
What's on the back of your shirt?
Bringing the ketchup, please.
Oh, we got a fucking 5-way today.
Yeah. It's a gangbang. We got a gangbang tonight.
Bukake.
Bukake. You got a bukake. Have you ever been part of a bukake, Paul?
Never. No, I have not ever been part of a bukake.
Has anybody in this podcast been part of a
Have
bukake?
you one? If anyone has, it's definitely you.
Yeah.
Bukake is something that happens to the female, not
No, but
you can be
Yeah.
part of. You can be part of a bukake.
Yeah.
You can contribute. You can contribute.
Yeah,
to the
I was
bukake.
contribute. Yeah, I've been in the circle. I don't know.
You've been in the, is that what you just said?
I'm not gonna answer this one. Seth?
No, I heard what you said.
I've never been. I'm just excited to be here. Talk to you gentlemen tonight. A good time.
Thanks, Sophia.
How are you, Seth?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. We have nothing to talk about tonight, so Paul is gonna lead the podcast. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Seth, did you see that picture I sent to you from the weekend? Your buddy Ty?
Oh yeah, with Ty.
Yeah.
Is Ty's your employee, right?
Yeah, he
Did he compete in North Americans?
No,
Oh,
He
just
was
like
there.
he
down
was just
there
there.
for
he
the
was
show.
he was there. I run in
He
Seth's booth.
started his season yesterday. He's
Oh, okay.
working with Jansen, so he is like fucking. He's
Raring to go.
popped. He's so excited. So excited.
Yeah,
Is,
good guy.
is Italy this coming weekend?
Yeah, it's Sunday.
When
talked-
the list isn't out yet, or it is?
I don't know. We can check. I talked to
I
Ben.
haven't seen a list.
I talked to Ben today. Ben's in Italy with Hunter.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Let me just go to Bodybuilders Without Borders, see if there's anything there.
I
Is
thought
Rubiel doing that show or no?
I got
Oh, it is. I have the list here.
yeah, I got what is it? The Pro Muscle? Yeah, Milan, September 8th. Yeah, I
have
got
the list here. Do you have it?
yeah, I'm gonna put it up 1 second.
Okay, well, we can do predictions for this. And I sent you a new. Did you see my email?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I know we got stuff to talk about. I'm just fucking around.
Oh.
I had a serious question to ask. Oh, I do have a serious question to ask you guys. Somebody messaged me. We're gonna start off the podcast on a serious note. Even though we started off with Bukake.
Sure we are.
Yeah, well, Bukake after Bukake.
Aside from
Yeah.
Bukake.
Now it's serious.
Very serious.
Bukake can be a serious thing though.
It
Yeah,
can.
okay, yeah, I agree. It is very serious. Try to get-
STDs, you never know.
Trying to get that set up is
It's not all games.
Yeah. Somebody messaged me and asked me what each of the guys would say if you asked them what they think their legacy would be and what they want their legacy to be.
In bodybuilding?
Does it?
Or in life?
No, just in life. Like if you died tomorrow, what would your legacy be?
I got kids.
What does that mean?
What?
That's
It's
kind of like your legacy, wasn't it?
No, that's your fucking kids. It's not your legacy.
They
My
carry,
lineage, my-
carry on his lineage.
My lineage. Yeah.
No, I'm
The
not talking about
bloodlines.
not talking about your lineage. I'm talking about your legacy. Who is like when you die, what are people going to remember Paul as? What do you
Paul's a good
Hey,
dude.
I
You know?
actually got a question for Paul.
Okay.
Paul, are you a little sad that you only have daughters so that your name will die with you?
Yes.
Serious question, because like
Yes.
there's
serious
no
answer.
there's no boys that are going to pass on that Lauzon.
No,
name.
he has two.
Lauzon.
He has two brothers.
Lauzon, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I got two brothers, but
He's got two brothers.
they both
And your
have
brothers had
daughters.
sons?
No, they did, but now they both have daughters.
Wait, they did?
It's a long story. Anyway.
Yeah.
What?
So
Um,
there's no boys right now. It's only daughters.
Hold on.
The
hold on.
name.
Did they transition from boys? to
No,
girls?
no,
No.
just leave it alone.
What's happening here?
Yeah, no, there's no more male Lauzons. Unfortunately, it ends with me.
Paul, are you going to try again? Then I didn't even think of that.
I actually, how do I get too personal? But a few days ago, I might have slipped on past a goalie.
What?
Well, I mean, there's no sign of that. I just,
Oh, you're just guessing.
yeah, it was a good one.
You're like, I didn't pull out. Must mean she's pregnant.
Yeah.
He's like, I definitely fucking got her pregnant on that one.
If she's going to, this is the one, I think.
You're like, I didn't
Good
drink. I
feeling
didn't.
about it.
I didn't jerk off for a couple days. It was a good load.
You ever know
Yeah.
when you have those ones though, when you're like that one will get the fucking
That's-
pregnant.
Yeah, like this
Like,
is this one
that's
was
the
definitely.
fucking that's the mother.
Ian,
one.
you
This
know how
one
many?
had some kids in it.
Hey, you know how many times I thought that in my life and never.
Me too,
I
obviously.
was like, I would like hold her by the ankles. Like, come on, this one's got to be.
Get it in there.
This one's got to be it. This one's got to be it.
Stand on your head for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, not lineage, legacy. Do you yeah, well, for anybody, whoever wants to go first.
I would hope it be said that I was an honorable man.
Honorable. What is this, fucking Game of Thrones?
Oh, honorable. I got a tattoo actually of the honor on my. I
Yeah,
think that's
no,
what
yeah,
it
the
says.
Asian one.
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
bet you-
told it says.
I bet you it says Kawasaki.
Sticky rice.
It might.
Yamaha.
It says Yamaha on it.
Suzuki.
Honda.
How do you actually know what it says? You don't need, did you like
Well, when I was at the tattoo shop and they
Took
had
the
all
guy's
these.
word for it.
Yeah, they had all these symbols up on a board. You could pick one, and they had said
So
what they
you
meant on
picked it
them.
off the you picked it off the board.
Yeah, yeah.
were
I
you
was drunk in
drunk?
Montreal.
Were you drunk? Oh, you
Yeah,
were
I was-
drunk. I knew you were
Yeah,
drunk.
long time ago in Montreal.
You're like honor, yeah, that's me. Pick that one.
Strength and honor. Strength and
Yeah,
While you're
yeah, that's right.
while you're
I
mooching off your stripper girlfriend. Honor. Oh my
honor. Paid for my tattoo.
That's
bitch.
honorable.
Sorry, I better cut that.
Yeah,
I better
yeah,
cut that part out.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Anyways, okay. Does anybody want to go, or is this too serious? Should we move on from this? Somebody asked the question. I thought it was interesting because what your legacy is actually. I want to see basically what I'm trying to figure out is what your legacy going to be close to what you actually think it's going to be, or are you completely like lost?
Because like legacy, I think, is going to be interpreted differently. Like my legacy would,
how you affect different people.
Like to the public, my legacy will be hopefully what I was as a bodybuilder, because they don't know me as a person really, but to my friends and my family, to like you guys, or to like, my wife, my kids, my parents, whatever, like the people after me in my closer inner circle, like that, I think will be obviously
okay. Well,
legacy I'd like to leave behind, them being like, he was a bodybuilder that trained really hard and tried really hard. It's like, yeah, that's something I want maybe for the outer world to think about me, but I don't really care if my family thinks that.
Okay, but hold on. Let me rephrase the question, because when I think of the legacy, I think of, because we're all like public personalities to some degree.
Yeah.
So I guess I meant it more like in that regard. Obviously, your family is going to have a different view of what your legacy is, or a thought about you for what it is.
So I think that, would a question that, especially as of recently, with everything that I went through with Hannah here for that stint, and I'm like, man, how the fuck did I let something like this slip through my fingers and me not stay on top of it? And it had me thinking about something, and it's similar to this. And like, you kind of have to ask your question in order to meet up with who you are. Is who are you and what do you stand for?
Right.
Like, who are you as a person? And be honest. Like, be honest with yourself. Who are you? And then what do you stand for?
Sorry, Seth. Can I interrupt for 1 second? Who determines that?
You do. So whenever.
Yeah, but what if your definition of who you are is different than other people's perception of who you are?
But you're not allowed. You're not allowed. You have to be honest with yourself. Who are you and what do you stand for? Like, when people think of me, I like to think people probably think, oh, there's Seth. He's kind of crazy. He's a decent guy, little outspoken, but he's a good dad. He's a family man.
Yeah.
Well, that's all well and good, but they just see that's the public eye part of it.
Right.
I am a family man. I'm a good dad. I'm a good husband. I like to think that I'm a great dad at some points. However, the reason I started asking myself that question was because I let Hannah go to like kind of a shitty doctor. And I'm like, dude, that's not me. I don't let that shit happen. But then I'm like, oh, but you did, Seth. So then I say, who are you and what do you stand for? So who am I? I'm a workaholic. I have an obsession with my work. Oh my God, Fouad.
But see, if I had to, like, let's see, God forbid.
Because you're not here in it.
But this is what I'm saying to you.
That's what my question was.
No, but that's my whole point, is what the people around you say, like what Paul says about me, is going to be different than Joe Blow, who saw me on the podcast or saw my body.
The people that all follow Seth and the people that know Seth as a public figure will think of Seth as a workaholic.
Right. I think of Seth as a hardworking person.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't think of you as a workaholic. Now, whether that's just my false interpretation or
that is the interpretation.
Right. I just think you're a hardworking person.
Very much so.
When I think workaholic, I think somebody with no life. And I just don't see you that way. Well, because I see you with your kids.
You have balance with family.
Well, because I see you with your kids, and I see you on vacation sometimes, and I see you. So I'm like, workaholics are generally like hermits.
Maybe your definition is different of workaholic.
Different definition, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, the reason I was saying that is because, like, I find myself doing work nonstop. Like, I find myself just constantly doing it. And I'm like, I guess that's really who I am. I just find joy in working.
Right.
And like, I chose work and I continued to choose my work over vetting a doctor for Hannah, or for making sure that I'm more present for my kids at times. And I'm being super hard on myself.
Right.
But then it got me thinking of like, how the fuck did I get to that point of just, dude, I work 10, 12, 14, 16-hour days constantly.
What are you doing all day?
I run all the companies. I do the back end. We rebuilt.
How many companies is there?
4.
I didn't know that. So you got Axe and Sledge, All American Roughneck, the
Work Energy.
Oh, I forgot Just Work.
Gymnastics.
And the gymnastics. That's right.
Yeah. So
I consider, and this could be totally my like misconception, but I considered all those one. except for the
They
gymnastics.
fall under gymnastics is separate, but they all fall
Right.
under the same umbrella. So
Right.
just I handle everything from the frontline marketing all the way down to the nitty gritty bottom line of the company: sales, accounting, finance, marketing, customer service. Like, I make sure I'm involved
Okay,
in
but
every
hold,
single aspect.
okay, but hold on, and this is just from my own personal view to see how lazy I am. When you shut up, Paul.
Well, I know what your work hours are, Fouad.
That's not indicative
I'm
of
just
my
joking.
work.
I know. It's not always office hours.
So I guess what I'm getting at is I'm involved in all those things too, but at what level? Like, you're not doing customer service yourself. You're checking in on you're checking in customer service reports.
No, I'm not doing customer service. I'm involved in it, but like when it comes to the finance reports, purchasing, projections,
Right.
finance, like
Right.
I am neck deep in it all day long,
Right.
constantly.
Okay.
If it's not purchasing, it's finance. If it's not finance, it's some type of sale or anything.
So going back then, your legacy for what
So
you think.
What I was getting at was the legacy portion. Like, my dad was a workaholic. So I would imagine, like, because all I did was just see that guy work constantly. I could see my kid, SJ, becoming a workaholic. And I'm like, is it really such a bad thing? So the legacy that I'm kind of like looking at, that what I would leave behind would be that hardworking aspect. Right. And I don't think it's a bad legacy to leave, because people kind of think of me, they think of hardworking. And even though I consider myself a workaholic, and then family.
See, I think of you. Okay, this is going to be fun because we all can like say what we think and then what everybody else thinks. Okay, Mike, Ian, and Paul, tell me how far off I am. When I think of Seth, I think family man, barbecue, chopping wood, smoking cigars, and drinking.
Shooting things.
American.
Yeah,
old school traditional Wick.
Like, that's kind of like,
I see
the image that comes to my mind, right?
Yeah.
If I think on the deeper level, I'm like, yeah, he also runs like these companies and that, but like Ian and Mike, Paul, there's an image that comes
on like
to mind,
on a lower level. When I think of Seth, it's like someone with who understands himself and has a very high like moral code.
Yeah.
I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can. Yeah, I can.
Beliefs
Right.
and how people should be treated and how you should act, and like has very set views on that. That's what I kind of see underlying all that stuff, because you can't be any of those things or be him describe himself the way he is without having a deep rooted sense of self and understanding who you are and what you're, to even ask yourself, like, to be critical of yourself, saying like, is it my fault that this happened or what happened? It's like, if you don't have some type of moral compass that's pretty fucking solid, you're not going to ask that of yourself, right?
Right.
Yeah. I see you as a high energy guy too, Seth. Like, you probably don't sit around very often.
Yeah, but that's more of a character trait than a legacy.
No. Yeah, sorry. I just meant more like we're talking about what Seth is like. That's you probably never sit around, do you? Like, you're probably always doing stuff.
No, that's why I really enjoy this time.
Seth, how much TV do you watch in a day?
Not a lot. No, I wish I could watch more, because there's a lot of really cool shows. Like, I heard Your Honor is really awesome.
Your Honor, what's that?
With Jamie Foxx,
Bryan Cranston.
Oh no, yeah.
It's good.
Think of another one.
Okay, well, I me and Ian are like TV kings. We watch like hours and hours of TV.
Yeah, we're working so hard, so
Doing those
14-hour days.
Netflix reviews.
14-hour days of watching fucking TV.
No, Ian, wait, Seth, when you were full-time bodybuilding, did you do the TV thing then? Like, did you that makes sense, because like bodybuilders eat, watch TV, and train. That's like
the training and the resting part of bodybuilding was like the best part, because you could just relax and kind of like force yourself into something to make sure you stayed off of your feet. And TV shows, there's so many cool ones out there that I'm like, Bob's telling me all about them because he watches them, and I'm like, fuck. Like, is apparently nuts.
Why don't you tell Bob, if you're watching all this fucking TV, then you have more time to help me?
Yeah.
He's doing creative stuff. He's doing the important stuff.
He's getting inspiration,
Yeah. He needs to he needs to let his mind rest.
Creative inspiration. Keep that creative juices flowing.
I don't want him in what I'm doing at all.
Okay, so Okay, so one last time. So to summarize, your legacy you think would be a hardworking person, a good family man, et cetera, along those lines.
What I want it to become, like what I'm pushing for, is having a strong impact on the community to create something that wouldn't be there without like Bob and I doing it in our community. Like,
and you mean local community.
Yeah, like I think about like how my dad had an impact on people. Like, people, to have an impact on people is probably the most cool thing in the world to me. Like, if I can, like, even, doing what we do, being social media influencers or having a strong voice in these things, like, bro, we have the opportunity to talk to people in a way that they might not have been talked to previously, coaching people, and in having this podcast to be the light of people's day, where, like, my dad was a cabinet maker, but he somehow had such a great impact on the community of just being just a good motherfucker. You knew Greg, he's going to crack jokes. He's probably going to hang out around after the job's done, make sure he has a drink with everybody. Like, he just was known in the community for being a hardworking guy, but also playing hard. Right. And I'm like, cool. So if you can employ people and have an impact on a community, even if it's just your small community, that's fucking, what a tremendous thing. Like you said, the one thing I think a lot about is, like, what are people going to say whenever you die?
Right.
What are people going to say about you?
Right. So let me ask you then, last question, and then I'll go on to somebody else. Do you think the public, not the closest people to you, because they know you intimately, do you think the general public would have that same view of you? I know you're striving to get that point across, but as it sits right now, do you think that's...
Yes and no. I think that, I've done a lot of, like, you guys describing me is my social media. It is what I put out. It is who I am. I really like those things. I just find myself working more, but like what Mike had said was something that, if that means if he sees that, then that's, I really appreciate that, because that's really what I try and put out in a way without, screaming it from the rooftops for people.
Yeah.
Because I think that what we do here on this podcast and just in general is have the ability to impact people. And, with everybody on this podcast, Mike and Iain especially, like, they're not afraid to hold back. They're not afraid.
What are you saying? I hold back?
No.
What the fuck? I'm going to start letting loose. What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah. Fuck, shit, fuck.
Stop being so shy, Fouad.
No, but they're very outspoken in a sense of not being afraid to challenge somebody or challenge anyone on certain topics.
Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit.
That's my favorite part of this podcast.
I'm calling bullshit.
You're doing it right now. That's the irony, Fouad.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, that's true.
Okay. Paul, you want to go next?
About what songs, Seth?
What do you no, not about Seth. What do you think your legacy would be? What do you want your legacy to be, and what do you think it would be publicly?
Similar to Seth, I want people to say that I was a good family man and I was a solid person, loyal friend. Yes, that I was just a good person,
I think that's probably what people are going to say. So you're on the right track.
Okay.
I mean, is anybody say there's literally no one on earth that doesn't like you?
I got some enemies, Fouad.
I've seen one. Listen, I got some enemies.
I once put it in line in front of an old lady at
Does Paul have enemies? Does Paul?
I do. Fouad, you're aware of one arch enemy that I have. I'm not going to talk about it here.
You were like 19.
Other than Tom Cruise.
Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I'd much rather have it out with Tom Hanks. I've told you before, Fouad.
You got a thing with the name Tom? Is it just like a Tom name thing?
No, I don't like Tom Hanks. That guy just doesn't run.
You also don't like Tom Cruise, so it seems like you're with the names of Tom.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm coming around to Tom Cruise a bit more lately.
Is there a
starting to believe that some of his stunts might be real?
Wait a minute.
He shows himself doing it.
They're all real. I'm starting to believe a lot more of what he does.
Exactly.
Broke his ankle on Mission
Did he?
Impossible.
Really?
Paul, is there a Tom that you do like?
Tom Arnold.
Tom Brady.
Tom Arnold.
Brady? Yeah.
Tom Brady.
Okay.
Okay. So it's not Tom's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not Tom's. No.
Okay. I don't know about your arch nemesis.
Mike's friend Tommy.
Oh, that Mike's friend Tommy. That's right. Yeah. I don't know about your arch nemesis, but I do know, since you started the podcast, you've been on for about a year now, with some sprinkles in here and there the last 2 years, but more consistently last year. I think I've had 2 bad comments about you since you started.
Are they
You've had
physical?
2 even. What did they say?
Are they
I was going to
physical?
say, what
I
they
don't wanna-
my
say?
nose.
I don't want to say what they said. No.
Is
Okay,
Oh,
you
I
got
got you now, dude.
Don't tell me, Fouad. I don't read the comments for a reason. I don't want to get that
No,
stuff in my head.
Paul gets really bent.
I don't like reading it.
Paul, take your headphones off for a minute. We're in here.
No.
Dude, it,
Just watch it tomorrow.
Text it to these guys privately.
No, I'm not. Anyway, so all I'm saying
I'm just so
is,
curious what someone could say negative about Paul. You know,
all I'm saying is you've probably achieved the legacy that you want to achieve already. Because most people that know you already think that about you. So you're already there.
That's good.
yeah, I will say that every single person that I've talked to, especially Ty, like Ty sent me a half a paragraph of how awesome and funny and great you were to be around. So it's like small interactions like that. I mean,
Yeah.
It's
Well,
'cause
that's
it's
what's
fuck-
really cool about, like ever since this podcast started getting more popular, I get more judging opportunities, I think, because of it, and it's
well,
really cool.
okay, well, wait a minute. The podcast was popular before you came on.
I meant my own popularity. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you meant you.
He gets more
yeah.
judging opportunities
I-
because of the
I
podcast.
definitely got more judging
I thought you meant
opportunities.
you raised the profile like when you came on.
No, I didn't mean that. No, I know I don't move
Step
the
up.
needle.
Step up in class.
No, you moved the needle, dude. You should start reading the comments more. You'd be shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
know,
prefer not to.
Last podcast. Well, yeah, because you're right. The good and the bad, they come together. But the last podcast was the 4 of us without you, and people were pissed off. Like, where's Paul?
Yeah, I have a couple people sent me messages. That's nice to hear.
Yeah.
I blocked
all of them, by the way.
What did I say? Oh, Fouad, there was one I read a little while ago. It was after the training video me and Mike did. It was like, it's nice to see Mike work with someone so unathletic as Paul and put him through a work. I was like, what do you mean unathletic? I'm not that bad, am I?
I remember you could tell me about that. You were so hurt. You were like, they called me unathletic. I'm like, have you seen yourself skip? I'm like, no.
I got better at that.
Yeah, Paul, I can't say in your legacy, people will not say that you were athletic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know that's talking about my legacy, but I didn't think I was the most unathletic guy either.
Athlete.
All right, Mike or Ian, you guys want to go or no?
I mean, we're going to go for a long time. We want to keep going on this, or should we?
What do you mean?
He was like, let's just move off this.
That was just a
Ian,
great question.
Ian
Hey, I
hates
gotta
talking
do
about
a
himself.
prayer. You guys got to talk about yourselves.
What?
All right, Ian, let's go. Come on.
Okay, well, you guys tell me first what you think my legacy would be.
I think the public will see you as someone who has a militant mentality, doesn't complain, does what needs to be done, cares about the people around him, and is always willing to help.
Good, done. I'll take it. Thanks.
That is me. You just nailed it.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That's actually exactly what I was going to say about myself. When
Man,
Seth,
that great.
when Seth was saying earlier about you got to be honest with yourself, that's literally exactly what I was feeling.
Okay, let's be serious for a second,
Yeah.
because I know you're harder on
Well,
yourself.
those are the things I would like people to think about me for sure. I mean, like in terms of a legacy, and obviously from my public persona, a lot of that will be left from my social media, my career in bodybuilding, things like this, like the podcast. People that have got to know my personality a bit more outside of just my work in my bodybuilding resume. So obviously there's aspects of that like you said, that I hope people think about me after I'm gone. In that regard, for sure.
So you said a whole bunch of things about what you hope they would think, but what do you think?
Well,
Like, if you had to, if God forbid, knock on wood, if something were to happen tomorrow,
sure.
what do you think? Do you think that's pretty close to what people are going to feel about you?
Yeah, I think so. I think some of those for sure. I think in terms of the do what needs to be done, didn't complain, kind of like did the work kind of mentality,
Right.
I think people would remember me for kind of my opinions, like kind of Seth said, and being like a little more outspoken or like, a little bit of a sarcastic kind of person, things like that, which I like being known for kind of things like that. So yeah, I mean, I think that's probably what I would be known for. I mean, if there's anything on top of that, then obviously that's bonus that I think are all if they're positive things. But yeah.
Mike?
I'm not too concerned about what other people would think about me. That's probably something most
That's
people would see about me, in the sense that like I don't care what other people think about me, in the sense that as long as I'm happy with who I am and what I'm doing, then I believe that I'm doing the right thing. So
That's an interesting take.
People's legacies, or what people think of you, is like completely void of me. It's like I can do things and create actions and act in a certain way or do stuff and have people think, one person can think I'm a complete asshole, the other one thinks I'm an angel, right? So
Right.
if I was to worry about that, or even have that in my consciousness, I wouldn't be who I am, because I wouldn't say the things I say, I wouldn't do what I do. But when it comes to like being my friend or people I know in my family, I hope my impact on them is greater, in the sense that I'll do whatever I can for the people I like, and I'll do it like that. Like
Right.
if you ask me to do something, I'll do it.
Right.
And it's like, and I take pride in like that, doing that, and having that relationship with people, and also like being able to like understand that like you're a solid person and you're going to do right by people, and you kind of take pride in being a man, take pride in like providing for people around you, which is like my circle of friends, or my circle of opinions, are pretty much the guys on the screen right now, and the two women I live with. Like I don't, and like a couple other friends, but like I don't give a fuck about anyone else, right? So
But can I interrupt for 1 second though? I don't think wanting to have a good legacy means wanting to please everybody, or like wanting everybody to like you. It just,
no, I think
to me,
legacy,
I think it just means like, whether it's good, what it's good or bad, what are people gonna?
But I think he almost answered the question with the question, like with that answer.
Yeah.
The legacy is a guy that didn't give a fuck about what others thought, and that said his opinions anyways, and that, you know, like, then obviously to his more inner circle, and we all know, like, we've been around Mike, that he's the guy that, if we ask Mike something, or like if we need something, Mike will do it at the drop of a hat for sure. Like, we all know that about Mike. So, you know, I think, from the outer perspective, you know, I think you'd get a lot of people that be like, you know, he was a guy that kind of like lived by the beat of his own drum, and you know, was very like unfiltered with his opinions, and, you know, obviously from his training side as well. I think a lot of people would remember that kind of stuff as well.
I take a lot of pride in personally in like in helping the people that I care about, or even people that I just know, like come across. I take a lot of pride, and I take a lot of joy in like helping to elevate someone. If I can get you higher by introducing you to someone, or pushing you over to here to someone, or getting you linked in with this, like creating opportunities for people, like I get more jacked up about that than I get about anything in life.
Can I tell you something crazy, Mike?
Real enjoyment about that. Yeah,
I learned that from you.
Yeah,
it's not something. I don't want to say I didn't think that way, because I thought that way probably about the closest people in my life, like Ian, Paul, like before me and you met. Like, I thought that way about the closest people in my life, but I don't think I thought that way completely, like the way you do.
But what way? Sorry, what are you talking about?
Well, Mike's very selfless. Sorry, I'm going to talk about you like you're not here, but Mike's very selfless in that there's no gatekeeping. Yeah. Whatever he has to offer you, if it will help you, whether it's business, whether it's health, whether it's whatever it may be, he's there to offer it to you.
Yeah.
Right. And there's no anxiety or fear about it making him less or taking away from it. He's just like, oh, you need help? Here you go. It's not like, well, how is this going to affect me? How is this going to affect this or that or whatever? And I think being around you, Mike, for the last year, that's taught me that. Is like, it's kind of like the early conversation we were having in our WhatsApp group a little bit earlier. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, everybody can succeed, and it doesn't mean anybody else is not succeeding. Mm-hmm. But sometimes
you're doing yourself a greater service by being that person who helps elevate someone else than you are being the person who holds that person back, especially when you have the ability to just, like, an example, like, this is nothing. It's not like something pat on the back. This kid wrote me on Instagram. I don't know the kid. I've never met him in my life. He's like, younger kid, bodybuilder. He did your show in Toronto, and he's like, oh, I met you there, blah, blah. I know you did security. I'm trying to get into security. Do you have any connections where I could, like, make me work my way into security and get into that world? And I just happened to read it, and I was like, sure. I'm like, you want a job? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, so reach out to this guy. And I sent him my buddy Keon's number. Keon's a friend of mine in Toronto who has a security company. Yeah. And they connected, and now he's going to hire him and he'll get a job. So it's like, it took nothing for me to do that.
Right.
It took a minute out of my day typing
Right.
and instantly improved one person's life and gave another guy an employee.
Right.
And it's like,
Right.
why as people and individuals, why are we not doing that? And that's what pisses me off at the root of the bodybuilding industry a lot of the time, and like this fucking world we live in, is that everyone's so fixated on how everything, like you said, affects them. They're crippled in their ability to like grow, because they just want to like, oh, well, if I do this, then that fucks up this. And then what if I look like this? It's like, no, just help people, bro. Like, just help people get ahead. If you have the ability to do so, that should be your goal as a human being, is just elevating people. Because when you elevate people, you elevate yourself. It only makes you feel good. You can even do it out of selfish. It could be selfish as fuck. Like, I feel fucking great doing that. I'd rather feel selfish about that than like anything else.
Right.
Like,
Right.
man,
Right.
I feel fucking great for helping that person.
Right.
I mean, like,
Let me ask you guys this. Actually, all of you. Have you ever had a friend that was a peer that you learned from, or took something valuable from, that you used in your own life? Because most people, when they think of learning from somebody, they learn from somebody older than them or in a teaching position, or
I think we think that, but I think we're also like always learning from our peers, you know, like whether
I know,
it's
but do you
their
consciously?
failures or their successes, you know?
But I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, when people ask me about John Meadows, I can consciously say that he made me a better person without actually teaching me to be a better person. Just being friends with him made me
Sure.
a better person, because I saw the way he acted and I'm like, oh, that seems like a better way to live life.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, do you have people in your life that you've been around? Like I just said to Mike, like Mike taught me like maybe I had a little bit of that quality, but Mike has reinforced the quality of like just giving completely selflessly.
I think you take
So-
that from all your friends a little bit.
Yeah, I think,
Like
I
all
mean,
your close friends.
whenever just being friends with people, like you said, just being friends with John made you a better person. There's people that stick out in my mind, like they come to mind whenever, like when on this topic. My friend Jeff Galia, he owns a fencing company.
Yeah.
Growing up, everybody told Jeff he was a fucking retard and he'll never amount to anything. He's dumb as fuck. Well, it turns out he owns an incredibly successful fencing business now. And whenever I needed a job, Jeff gave me a job and we dug holes
Right.
and put in fences. And like I remember just rough digging days and it's just hot and you're like, man, dude, this is a rough day. And he's like, could be worse.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're right, it could be. He's like, yeah. He's like, we could be in Afghanistan getting our fucking heads blown off and not being able to sit in the truck and have a cold Gatorade at break. And I'm like,
Right.
Good call. So
you meant to say beer, but we'll take Gatorade.
no. Jeff didn't drink beer back then. We
Just
drank
joking.
Gatorades and iced teas.
People like that are always people I've very much envied, that are like always willing to like look at the brighter side of like circumstances.
Yeah.
Because that's something I like I definitely have a hard time with. And when I see people like that, I definitely try and emulate, and it's something that I've always
I have
wanted to emulate, you know.
I have a hard time with that as well, because I'm like, I get tied up sometimes and I'm like, man,
No.
I wish I could.
It's almost like
Well-
when you become successful too, like to the level of like you guys, like with your companies and stuff. It's like you almost have to sit back sometimes and be like, man, like I'm grateful to be able to have these problems.
Yeah.
I'm fucking grateful, because the me 15 years ago would never dream that I'm here now.
Yes.
And would have never fathomed what I have. So I'm thankful for all the problems and the stress I have, because that means that I've come so far.
Yeah.
That these are problems and thoughts I would never even contemplated for that are possible. So
I've
it
never-
means I've
having
reached
that
something.
perspective is definitely a level of wisdom, to like look back at it and be like, you know, like I got some fucking shit that's obviously stressing me out, but like I'm very grateful to even be in this position, you know, like in the first place, like Mike said.
I've never thought of it that way. I'm thankful every day. I'm more thankful now than I've ever been in my life. Like there are days where I wake up and I'm just like, and I don't mean like for material things. I'm just thankful for having a good life and like a wife, and like how everything's kind of panned out in a decent way for me. But I've never thought of it in terms of being thankful for my problems.
Mhm.
Right? Like the problems that come with that success, I've
Just
never
like
thought
a
of
glass
that.
half full kind of mentality, you know.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I was going to say is, when Seth said he's still trying to learn, the one thing I'm actually picking up from you, Seth, just from doing this last like handful of podcasts, you never have a fucking shitty mentality about something. Like, let's say like we're talking about I don't know, whatever we're talking about. Like if we're bitching about like science guys, You're like, well, that's just the way they like to train. And then like, that's it. You just like, we move on from it. Like there's never like, you never
no
seem
negativity.
to, you never seem to have like
happy-go-lucky kind of.
you never seem to have like a shit perspective on any
Well, I
topic
mean,
that we talk about.
Or a
When we talk
hateful
about,
perspective or anything.
yeah.
I don't want. I mean, I could go in on them hard, but it wouldn't get anywhere.
But do you want to, and you're just holding back, or are you,
I mean, at
have you
times-
trained your brain to just be more positive? Because I know it's actually like,
Well, I like being positive. I don't like bad shit. I mean, I've, just previously with my ex-wife and things like that, like I had such ill feelings about so many things myself personally that I'm like, hey, if we're all here, we should probably do cool shit, but don't fuck with me because then I'm just going to be like, I don't want to say mean things to you and make you like feel bad. I don't want to do that. Like, cause I'm kind of known for going a little too far. Like if I unload on something, then it was like, Seth, why'd you go that far? You shouldn't have did that. You should have just, everything's fine. Like everybody likes to do what
so
they
basically, you're like Paul. You just bottle everything up, and then one day you explode.
That's what I do too.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, every once in a while.
I do have that. And then it's
I feel
usually
like
like
every
just
3 to 4 months,
way
Yeah, that's about right.
far. Rather
Just
than,
push down.
just bury it deep
Yeah.
down in there where it's
I
like,
ask you, how's everything's all right, everything's all right, everything's all right. Then I'm nothing's right.
That's right. Yeah.
Fucking world's
Why
over.
am I the one with high blood pressure then? Because I try and get shit out like once a week. I'm like fucking always, and I'm the fucking one that's fucking got high blood pressure. All you guys are fine. I'm the
You
fucking.
got to get better at bearing it.
I got to get better. It's just stuffing it down and
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like ignoring it.
Yep.
Interesting. All right.
No, mine's always just at like a soft boil, I'm not like repressing it enough that it's not in my mind, but I'm not like exploding about it, It's always just like at a rolling boil.
You're always thinking about it.
Simmering.
Thinking about it,
You just
I was
never.
watching
You just
this-
never.
Paul can stuff it down far enough he doesn't think about it until it all comes out.
Yeah.
Mine's like, just like at a soft boil all the time,
Let me
It's
ask
like
you.
a lot of us can have like bad self-talk to each other. I saw this. I forget who was saying this. I'm sorry if because I don't know. I'm going to quote this person or talk about it, but it was like the guy was talking. He's a super successful guy. He was talking about how he used to like beyond successful, what you can think of, like billion.
Yeah.
He was like, like, he was constantly like belittling himself and like badgering himself and putting himself down in his head. And his therapist said to him, like, why don't you try? He's like, so if your friend did that, how would you talk to your friend if they did that? Like, how would you comfort them and let them
I've
know?
heard this before. Yeah.
It's okay, bro. Like, he's like, talk to yourself like you would talk to your best friend.
Right.
Because you are your best friend, and like, don't
Right.
take things so fucking seriously, right? So if you get into those cycles where you feel like you're kind of fucking digging into yourself, just be like, imagine how like if Ian came to be like, bro, I'm fucking stressed. I'm like, don't worry, bro, it's gonna be all right. Like,
Yeah.
not that big of a deal. Like,
Well,
you're gonna be okay.
It's kind of like what Seth was saying. It's what I was trying to get at, and I don't know if Seth, you did this, but what I was trying to get at is some therapists will tell you that your emotions in that sense with your brain it's a muscle that has to be worked. Like if you are constantly negative, you get yourself into that thought pattern, you're not actually training yourself to think more positively. And it takes time because they're like, look, if you have a negative thought, the very next thought should be something relieving or more positive to get you out of that state. But it's impossible. It feels impossible to keep doing that. So it takes like months or years of doing that before you actually just become a more positive person. But people don't think of it in terms of like working out your brain. They're like, you're just supposed to be able to think positively. I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way. You actually have to work at it so that it becomes a habit and it becomes more, you become more inclined to do it on a regular basis. So that's what I was asking you, Seth, is did you have a period? Because Paul, like you told me a long time ago, you were angry and then you decided one day you just weren't going to be angry.
I went through a period where I was angry.
Right.
Then I discovered weed.
That was part of it. That definitely was.
I wasn't
That did
angry
help.
anymore.
That did help once it. It was early in my life. It was like in my high school years, college years, early on. But I hated myself. I was unhappy. I didn't like being angry.
But was it like a split? Was it like a fucking split decision? Like that's it? Or was it like it took you time to?
No, it took time. I had to be conscious of it. Like, just, yeah, like you said, you gotta be conscious of it every day. So instead of like, I don't know, it was probably because I was unhappy, but like, I remember back then I was kind of a loner for a bit, went through this period, was kind of a loner.
Yeah.
I remember I would go places in public or the gym, wherever it was. And I remember just looking at people I didn't even know. And I'd just be like, look at this fucking guy. You know, for whatever reason, it would just irritate
I do that
me.
every day.
I was just gonna say that.
I literally do that every day of my life. And I'm happy about it.
Maybe I didn't really have a problem. I don't know. Maybe I should go back like that again.
Yeah.
And I would just fucking hate someone for no reason. I didn't even
So
know
wait a
that.
minute.
Never talked to him.
So wait a minute. What triggered you to think that wasn't good, or it just didn't make
I
you feel
hated
good?
being like that. I
Oh, you
hated
just
being like that. I
didn't
didn't like it.
Yeah.
No, I was just pissed off and angry all the time. I didn't like being
Mike's
like that.
Mike's embraced it. He's like, it's just-
Mike's found a way to make it work for him.
Mike's made a whole company out of it.
It's like, so why do you look like such a fucking asshole?
But I still regress back to it sometimes. And I try.
I know you do.
try to-
I know you do. I've heard
you know I do. So I try to tell myself, like, stop it, you know, like, you don't know this person, whatever. But
I think it's partially, well, you said you were younger. For me, it just come with age.
Well, yeah, I was going to say with what Mike was explaining earlier, like whenever you do something nice for somebody, you just feel good. And I mean, if you start doing nicer things for people and like your kind of life starts to get a little better, like I know it's cliche, but just going out in the public and just, you know, treating people nicely with manners and respectful. And it's like you just start handling your day a little more positively. And then if somebody reaches out and you can help them, be like, yeah, here, talk to this guy. Do that. Just do that. And
Sorry
like,
to cut you off. Sorry.
No. I was just going to say, it just kind of starts lifting you up a little bit. And then that's where like the angry side can also come from. Cause it's like, if somebody does something like to fuck up the mojo that you're doing, it's like, why'd you fucking go do that?
Yeah.
You stupid motherfucker. Like I could just choke the shit out of you right now. Cause we were doing a good thing.
Yeah. All right. Let me ask you we're going to go to bodybuilding questions in a minute and then we'll talk about Italy and Olympia. But one more psyche question before we move on. Do you think anybody can answer, whoever wants to answer first? Do you think people have an energy or an aura?
For sure.
There's people who are very low vibration. You can feel when you're around them. They're like a dark plague.
How do you go from low vibration to high vibration? I'd like to know. Asking for a friend.
Why, you think you have low vibration?
I don't know what I have. I don't know anything about myself. I'm just existing.
What's low vibration?
Do some
That's
Reiki, get some crystals.
I'm asking for
It's
real.
just like you just like it could equate it to low vibration, just bad. You could just say bad energy. It just sounds fancy.
Okay.
To say. But I mean, it's like
Someone
you know you've been around somebody. It's like Seth saying, like when you come around, you're like, "Fuck, bro, why are you fucking this up right now?" Like that person is that kind of energy. Like they're gonna suck you down into that vacuum if you let them. That's why you have to keep like Paul didn't want to be like that anymore because like, it was making him feel that way.
Right.
So him being mad at people was making him mad and pulling him down. Right. So you got to balance it out with like, got to have some good shit going on because there's always going to be some bad, right?
Whereas for you, when you get angry, it makes you more vibration, like more higher vibration.
Yeah, but that's the thing that people are like, oh, you're angry, but like I'm not. Like
I know you're not. I'm just fucking around.
If I'm around, that's like it's like if I'm giving it's funny nowadays because if you have an opinion, you're angry.
Yeah. Well, like, Mike, come on, man.
No, but seriously, like if you have an opinion, I got into this with I didn't have an angry talk with Eugene Tao on Instagram. I told you guys about this.
He made
a video basically saying I was mean and I was making fun of his clothes. I was just busting your balls.
You did make fun of his clothes.
Oh, would you say his clothes? Mike,
he looks like a fucking hiker. Like, what am I supposed to say? You look like a hiker.
Looks like a what?
He looks like a mountain climber. That's fine. I look like a fucking dude in his 40s who thinks he's still 25. Like, whatever.
Whatever.
Like, I wear the same shorts and t-shirt every day. But it's like, I'm just busting. I was having a discussion with him, and it's just like, he's like, oh, you're mean. You're mean. I didn't call him name. I didn't insult his intelligence. I didn't like banish, like dispel his training. I was just like, this is my opinion on this. I think it's a waste of time. I don't know that you need to show that stuff. Like, because he has a lot of cool shit. He has like a lot of cool fucking shit. And I told him, like I said, this just isn't one of them. So I'm just arguing with you on that. And then the busting your balls about your fucking clothes, like make fun of me. I got tattoos on my head. Like I'm fucking out of my mind, right? But it's like, instead of busting my balls back, oh, you hurt my feelings. It's like, bro, we're just fucking around. I'm not seriously mad at you because
I think though, but I think it depends if you know the person.
Oh yeah.
Like if you don't know the guy and the guy's like, look at this stupid fucking exercise, then it probably, maybe you're busting his balls, but to him, he's like this giant man with tattoos
I'd
everywhere.
love it if he wrote back something like smart ass, because it'd be like, yes, it gets it.
Yeah.
We could fucking like bust each other's balls back.
But I
It's
don't
like,
think that people don't know you, Mike. Like people, what you put out and who you are is
It's
very,
like
is very like it is you, but it's also there's a side of you that people don't know.
no,
Yeah.
if people have never seen him before, I think they would think that. But if they watch more than 3 or 4 of his videos, you'll be like, this guy's he's a piece of work. And then you could poke fun. You
Right.
could, go back at him. But
I think
if
you
you
look at
don't
like
have-
that, but Seth, you look at a lot of videos like that. Like you look at a lot of social media videos in that vein, like, oh, it's just entertainment. But it's not. A lot of people are not just entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Some people are just cunts.
oh yeah.
like this, I mean, I didn't. I saw something. I didn't watch the everything go back and forth between, and I don't really know who the quarrel was with. I'd never seen him before.
Oh, they didn't quarrel. I'm just saying, no. Mike is being honest. He doesn't dislike Eugene. And
Yeah,
I
I
know,
know, but
and
I
I know,
mean-
and I know Eugene probably took it more seriously than it was. But what I'm saying is, if you don't know the person you're fucking with, then it's not easy for them to know if you're fucking around or if you're, because at today's day and age, there's always somebody attacking somebody. So you don't know if you're really being attacked or somebody's fucking around with you.
Yeah, and Mike probably doubles down because it is funny.
Mike's enjoying himself.
Yeah, because he is. It's like he's like, yeah, this is fun though. He's supposed to make fun of me back. Do something.
Like literally, if you wrote back something funny, be like, that's fucking awesome. Like, I got nothing to say. Whatever. Like, but everyone has to, like, that's what I mean. Like, everyone's so sensitive nowadays, especially when it comes to like in the bodybuilding community when they're defending. Like, imagine being so, I don't know, sensitive that you get upset by and defending an exercise. Not even you. You're not
Yeah.
defending you. I didn't attack you at all. I just said I think that exercise is really fucking weird. That's not you.
But I think it's because Mike, and I'm just going to play this side of it because I've encountered so much shit slinging that I'm like, I'm just going to play this side of it, regardless of whether I'm right or wrong. I think people build their business on their credibility, either their credibility as a bodybuilder, their credibility as a trainer, their credibility as a coach. And when you come out and publicly say to somebody, yeah, that's fucking stupid, it's not only an attack on that one thing, and it's an attack on their credibility when they're trying to build themselves up. And now here comes this other great trainer who's saying my exercise is shit. So it
But I
doesn't.
also, but to counteract that point, I don't think there's any growth within the industry or with growth within training and like this world of fitness without people coming at each other a bit. Because how do you progress? If
Yeah, I'm
everyone's just
not-
like yours great, I'm great, we're all great, this is great. But like obviously Eugene isn't shit, but there's people who are shit, telling
Right.
stupid shit
Right,
that deserve to be. And if I thought he was like that, I would have gone at him 1,000 times harder.
right.
But I just said to him, like, I just disagree with this. And he didn't give me a chance to, like, I lost the conversation because I'm not going to fucking sit there and text someone I don't know.
Right.
So I
Right.
just let it go. And then he
Right.
makes a video about it. He's upset. So I'm like, oh, fuck this guy, whatever. But it's like, like, but if we don't exchange ideas and we don't have like draw issues with certain things, this doesn't grow anymore. And to be honest with you guys, this sport, this industry is not growing. It's
Right.
stagnant. And it's been stagnant forever. Now people are just taking little chunks off and like pretending like this is different. Now I called this, and this. It's always been just this though.
I don't know if
So
that's
it's like-
true, Mike.
I think it's true 100%. I think
think
the core values of lifting and the core principles of building muscle are always going to be what they are.
Oh
And
no,
think
I
that
agree with you.
people-
I agree with that. I'm not saying I don't. I'm saying the sport itself has grown though.
No, I'm just talking about within the gym world. I'm not.
Yeah.
talking about-
Yeah. Okay. I agree
I'm
with
not
you.
talking
there.
about competitive bodybuilding. I'm talking
Right,
about what
right.
happens in the gym between those four walls.
I agree with you there.
That is not growing. It's
Right.
You're perceiving it's growing because people are showing you different stuff, and they're like, ooh, I took this piece and I took this piece and I made this. It's like, no, but it all came from here, bro.
It's the same shit repackaged. I get it.
You're just
Yeah,
repackaging it. So it's
Yeah,
like
I get it.
that was my issue with it. It's like you're showing all these, and it's not the only guy. There's tons of it. You're showing all these ways to do all these things when there's just ways to do them that are already there,
Right. But the
and they
problem,
work if you know how to do them.
yeah, I think the problem is There's a guy named Ryan Humiston. I don't know if any of you guys have seen his stuff on YouTube.
YouTube.
Uber fucking successful YouTube channel, like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views. His training is so fucking nuanced. Whether you agree with it or not, it's extremely nuanced. It's not like, you know, when you say it's just this, he's repackaged all of it into like, you know, a normal curl is not a normal curl, and a normal rear pec deck is not a normal rear pec deck, and you can do it this way and you can do it that way. If nobody was watching and trying to do these things, these people wouldn't exist. But he's getting hundreds of thousands of views, repackaging, just training.
But I like Ryan a lot. Like
I'm not saying he's a bad person. I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
no,
not,
no. And what I'm about, I preface this because I might say something about him.
Right.
Like, not him, because I think that he is highly intelligent, does the work, and he does have a lot of nuanced shit.
Right.
But if all of that stuff worked, we'd
Oh
have a
yeah.
lot better people walking around.
Right.
All
right.
the millions of people that are viewing it would be way better than they are. I think he has a great way, and he is. I like watching his shit. He does a good job.
I guess what I'm trying to say though is Mike is saying it's not growing and it's just this and it's just being repackaged, and I'm agreeing, but I'm also saying that people are watching it and soaking it up. Like Athlete X, another one. It's like just how many?
But it's still the same shit repackaged with him.
That's what I'm saying. So it's
people want to believe that there's another reason, there's another way to make things happen other than intensity, hard work, and dedication. They want to believe that these tweaks or these little things or me knowing more,
Or the
me
missing
thinking
link.
I know more will
Right.
elicit more growth. It's like,
Right.
no, dude. Even
Right.
if you can do all that nuanced stuff that they do, even if you perfect it, are you doing it with intensity? Are you doing it with duration, like over time, like years? And are you fucking dedicated to the process?
right.
None of you are, because
Right.
as soon as you learn this nuance, you go to this nuance, and you go to this nuance. By the time you're done, you're like, holy fuck, I don't even know what a bicep curl is anymore.
Yeah.
I
It
don't
feels
even know
like
how to
that.
do a dumbbell curl anymore. I'm
Yeah.
like, what do I do? Do I do it with the cable over my head behind my ear, or do I just curl the bicep? Like, that's what I mean. It's just like we're just trying to confuse people. And then when these people understand the confusion, they're like, oh, I'm smarter than everybody, so therefore I'm better. But then you look at their physique and you're like, no, dude, you don't look
Yeah.
like you work out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, Ryan Humiston's got a good physique. I mean, he's not like a pro bodybuilder or anything. He's like I think he's just I don't want to call
no,
him.
I'm talking about the people that would watch the videos.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Okay, listen, I thought of something that might be interesting. Ian, tell me what you think. I thought it'd be fun to go through last week's comments.
Negative ones?
Podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Paul wasn't there.
I
Try
just
it?
didn't want. Oh, Paul was on.
You know what? If we're gonna do that, that's fine.
Do we have some?
Oh,
funny
they're gonna talk about how much they love me.
First comment. I missed Pookie Paul already.
What's Pookie supposed to be?
Read the comments under it. There's 12 replies.
All right, let's see.
299 likes, Paul.
He's too
Oh,
famous for the
wow.
He's too famous for the podcast now. Paul has become the main character. Let's bow our heads and pray for this quick comeback. Dear leader, shirt dropping soon. Pookie, homie's probably at the studio or hooping. Gay.
Yeah.
Has been promoted to the British Live one now. Fouad need to make a plywood Paul. Pookie
That
Paul
sounds
is Pookie Paul is hot.
Rawr.
I like it when all the guests are swapped on
Rawr.
occasion.
Our girl fonder.
Same. It's not the same, huh? Something about Paul, man. Maybe it's because I'm a stoner too, so everything he says makes sense and is funny. Pookie Paul shirts, please. I'm not making Pookie Paul shirts.
No, please don't make no Pookie
I
Paul.
promise you we're not doing that.
I appreciate the comments, but yeah, the Pookie Paul thing that can't stick.
What
Let's
is
start-
that from?
I don't know.
When did we talk about that?
We
Only
didn't. You know what that is?
Oh, they
Like,
just made that up.
that's
It's
a
Pookie
new
from-
that's a new thing. That's Sam's fans used to do that stuff.
What?
Call him like Pookie Sam. Like it's weird. It's like it's a new generation thing. I wonder.
Like a pet name?
Yeah,
The only-
yeah.
Isn't Pookie from Jersey Shore? Isn't that
Pookie?
that
No,
No.
Snooky.
chubby chick?
No, it's like
Snooki.
a,
Right.
no. Pookie's like a pet name.
It's a like
Pokemon. It's a
babe,
Pokemon.
It's like calling you babe or like
babe or baby
Yeah,
or
Sweetie
just
or-
call me babe then. No, don't call
sweetie,
don't call
honey,
me Pookie.
Pookie. Yeah.
I'm making a Pookie Paul shirt tomorrow.
Okay.
Well,
All right, let's go.
Go call your wife
Pokeball.
Pookie later and see what she is.
Oh, wait. Let's start. We went back. I went to newest first. Why did Mike try to fight that Russian guy for asking what his weight was?
It's a year later, guys. It's a year.
All my life, I thought the U.S. are so far ahead of Europe. Hearing stuff like revolutionary way of weighing peanut butter by tear it on the scale and taking out the exact amount from the jar, and not putting it into the bowl straight away, or making whey drip out of whey, makes me realize how much that just isn't the truth. Unbelievable how normal stuff are innovative for U.S. guys. This is the dumbest fucking comment.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I mean, fucking.
Because it's not true either. It's not like revolutionary for anybody. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I don't understand why. Forget it. Okay.
Look at this one, Fouad. Read this one. I love how Fouad will ask a question and then try and completely reframe and spin it when he doesn't get the answer he wants. You see that one?
That's not fucking what I do. Fuck you, Colin McCarty. Lick my nuts. I keep just like you, Paul. Hey, go to the one where fucking Fouad.
I'm sorry, I just stood out. I don't mean the shit on you, Fouad. I just stood out to me.
I keep hearing all this. I keep hearing all this talk about high blood pressure and not feeling it until it kills you. I know when my blood pressure goes up, I can most definitely feel it. Look at this fucking guy. And I know that it's not good and it's not normal. Now, if you have high resilience to high blood pressure because you have a terrible diet and you're just not sensitive enough, your body is overcompensating. Okay, can I please okay?
Thanks,
I have to.
Thanks, Doc.
I have to pause.
Comments should be no more than
Didn't
2
make
lines
up
for
the
a
term
comment.
silent killer. The majority of people have no fucking idea if their blood pressure is high. And it's also we're not talking about if your blood pressure is 180 over 130 chronically. Like it could be 140 over 90 all the time. And that still over time is going to wreak havoc. And a lot of people won't notice that. If you're severely hypertensive, yeah, a lot of people will feel that. You're going to feel some pressure. You're going to feel, when you bend over, fucking, certain things like that. But the majority of people, if they're at a slightly elevated or moderately elevated blood pressure, are not going to feel it. So good for you for feeling it, but you are not the norm. Sorry.
It's not only that. And like Iain said, you're right. It's called, like, the term silent killer has been around forever. So it's not like we made it up. But also, we're not talking about you ate clean and then all of a sudden you ate a pizza and you could feel your high blood pressure. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about you've been bodybuilding for 10 fucking years. You gain 5 pounds a year, and every year your blood pressure increases by 5 points. I'm sorry, you're not going to feel that.
No.
You're not going to feel it when you go from 120 to 125 over 85, then 130 over 90. You're not going to feel that 5-point jump as you gain weight, as you increase the steroids, you're not going to feel those small incremental blood pressure, right? So this kind of stuff bothers me because somebody's going to read that and go, well, I don't feel my blood pressure. That guy must be right. Like, no,
he's wrong. He's 100% wrong.
He's 100% wrong.
What markers is he
if you don't
using
feel
to feel
that,
it
if you don't
anyways?
feel your blood pressure, don't just rely on that. Like, just check. Getting a blood pressure monitor off fucking Amazon is so cheap and so easy.
Yeah.
Just get a goddamn idea of where your blood pressure's at, especially if you're bigger, heavier, training, doing anabolic steroids. Absolutely, this is a necessity. And I'm sure someone like Fouad could say that, like, I'm sure you'd be honest to say that you wish you'd started testing it earlier. And a lot of bodybuilders.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
Like, why the fuck didn't you? It's like, it's so easy to look back in hindsight. So just like, we're telling you just to do it. It's easy. Just do it. Don't guys saying shit like this.
Nobody from our era talked about this shit.
No.
Sorry. In the early 2000s, there wasn't like Instagram and fucking like people didn't go on YouTube and make podcasts. So there was message boards. I don't remember and Seth, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember anybody on the message boards being like, check your blood pressure, check your blood work. Like,
the depth of it was guys take like, take an 81 milligram aspirin, you're good,
Yeah.
Well,
My friend of bodybuilding.
I made that video where I was like, steroids can kill you. And it's like, hey,
right.
They can fuck you up. And people are like, no, they won't. I'm like, hey, we have a whole generation of guys dying before they're 50 years old.
You know why they say that, Seth? You know why they say that, Seth? Because, and I'm going to make a broad statement because it depends on the steroid, but the steroids themselves won't directly kill you necessarily. Like you can't, it's not like cocaine where you can take so much test that you overdose and die.
But I mean, if we have to explain that to fucking people.
No, but you do have to explain that. I think what people don't.
You shouldn't be taking them then.
I think how much test do you think it would take to OD?
I know if you do I know if you do enough tests, you'll have a really bad juice fever because I've had it and it sucks.
Yeah, I've had that. I've had test flu for sure. But, like, do you think if you injected like 10 grams of test all in one go, like you could kill yourself or no?
Make
I
it
don't
toxic
think
at
so.
some point, wouldn't it?
What about 20 grams?
I'm gonna assume no, but I don't fucking know. I'm not a
But
doctor.
there has to be a ceiling. Like if you shot 70 cc's of like suspension, you know?
Don't, someone's gonna do this now.
Right, yeah. I shot like 80 IUs of insulin once.
By
On
accident.
accident. Yeah,
By
on
accident. By
yeah.
accident. Yeah, you
Yeah.
measured it wrong.
Yeah, thought it was 8 IUs.
How'd that
First
feel?
time too.
That's pretty common
dizzy,
for you guys, to be honest.
dizzy and
First
sweaty.
timer.
What I was
Went
gonna
blind.
Yeah.
what I was gonna say to Seth's point was it's more of the indirect result of steroids that kills you.
Like your blood
Yeah.
pressure.
Taking the juice increases blood pressure, gaining the weight. Sometimes, you know, I can tell you guys, if you guys really want to know one of the worst things you could possibly do to your body that you should never do, that I can give from my own experience, was being dehydrated for a show, and then as soon as the show's over, gorging yourself for a week straight.
Oh, I did
Yeah.
that.
Like
Did
that
that
kind of
the hard
that kind of shit just it destroys your kidneys. You're dehydrated, you're pounding all the sodium, pizza, whatever the fuck you're eating. It wreaks havoc on your fucking organs. So anyway, I don't want to get back into the health conversation. We did it last week, but I just want to show this really quickly. Like Ian was saying, this is the one I use. It's called Life Source. It's $80.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and for some of these, if you are gigantic like me or Fouad used to be, then you can get a big cuff for them too.
I still have my XL cuff. I wrap it around twice.
What are your arms measured now? Can we measure your arms live on the
Fuck you, man. The biggest no, we can say with the biggest.
Are they
thing
over 18 inches still?
I don't know. Maybe not my left one. Because my left one's the one with the tricep tear. So I think that one's gone.
Yeah.
I literally have noodles. It's like I feel like Mr. Potato Head. Like I just like
Still
It's like-
thick in the chest and back.
I'm just all torso and then like this is like little arms hanging off the fucking sides. Okay, let's go back to these motherfuckers.
I feel like
Okay.
There's a comment you're waiting to fucking spring up on us.
No, there isn't, I swear.
I was thinking the same.
I love how Paul already ripped on me for that one.
Yes, sir.
Favorite quote, keep it simple, stupid. Yes. There's two of them where I live. They're out of control here. You wait for everybody. Oh, he's talking about Chick-fil-A.
This is ironic as fuck because we're literally reading them on air.
This is too long to read. Should I read it?
Then I know you don't read or respond to comments.
Oh, he's talking about my injury. One second.
Yeah, how are you doing? You're fine now, eh?
I'm fine now. I went to the chiropractor twice, so whatever this guy's saying is false. Oh my god. Look how long this is.
I'm gonna read that.
Forget it. Okay. As someone who appreciates stats to understand how and why, I definitely agree the more transparent scoring system would make it easier to understand. But the difficulty would be, for instance, how do you measure conditioning between really close competitors? What is the precise measurement of muscularity? Are you using a tape measure to determine? No, you're still okay. So just so Paul, you weren't here. What we were talking
I
about
wish
last.
Paul was here, but it's actually good to have him.
Talk about judging criteria.
Well, listen, I end up agreeing with Ian in the end because I do think it's not physically possible to time it out and do it in a show. But what we were talking about was I thought it would be cool if the judges could somehow score and put the score based on the three main criteria of bodybuilding, like conditioning, symmetry, muscularity. That way, like Derek beat Hottie because he's got more symmetry or more conditioning or whatever.
So are you saying like rate them out of 10 or rate them first, second, third for those individual categories?
We didn't get that far. I just thought we didn't get that far. I just thought it would be cool for people to understand why someone beat someone else.
Yeah.
So
which is kind of cool because that's kind of still how fitness runs. Because with fitness, 2/3 of your score is your routine.
Right.
1/3 is your physique. So yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to something like that. Like you get a score for muscularity, a score for conditioning, whatever the case may be.
So Ian was saying that it would take too much time, which I did agree with, that it would take too much time to do that for all the classes.
Well, but you would probably do that more so for certain classes, wouldn't you? Like for bikini, you're not going to judge muscularity.
Well, that's what I said. I said it would only be an open bodybuilding thing.
Yeah.
Like if you did it for open. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
where classic, you might have a different set of criteria.
yeah, I mean, classic might be symmetry, shape,
Yeah, aesthetics, something like
proportions,
that.
This
aesthetics.
is what the question I brought up, because I said, and how are you weighing them essentially? Because if Fouad, like you said, well, let's say they're a third each kind of thing, versus like, well, in classic now, where are you having it? Because like you still have muscularity, conditioning, and symmetry, but symmetry is obviously going to be now weighed higher than the muscularity. Where in bodybuilding, maybe actually the
Oh
muscularity.
no, I didn't. But wait a minute, I didn't clarify that because I said to you, I don't know what
Yeah,
they
so
want
this
to
is
put.
that's where I think
Yeah.
it would get
Yeah.
a little complicated, because you'd be just deciding how much is value. But if you could find out, like, okay, we want symmetry and classic to be worth 40%, the
Mhm.
other two to be worth 30 and 30 or something, you know.
Well, I think, and that would be the same thing for
Bodybuilding, you want
open.
muscularity to be worth 40.
Right.
And so yeah, if you figure those out and then you give them first, second, third, fourth, whatever in each one, I don't think you can do scores out of 10, but I think if you did it like you do placings, like it is now.
Yeah.
You know, first in conditionings. But the thing is that gets tougher with that is you could have a guy in the last call out that is first in conditioning, you know.
Right. But you'd
like,
have to say to
but like
put
0 and 0, like last place in muscularity and aesthetics.
But hold on a minute. But I wasn't saying that they should do away with, like doing shot for shot posing round, like, you know, the front double versus the fucking side chest versus. They should still do like who won what pose.
Yeah.
So that guy that's last that has the best conditioning is still going to get killed in all these poses.
Yeah.
I
So
just think,
but then I'm saying, then I think in that aspect, it would make more sense to be giving a score out of 10 for those things, because like, you know, the guy that has the 10 out of 10 conditioning, if he's 0 and the other, like, I don't know. It gets complicated like that. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
You'd have to, yeah, you'd have to definitely think that through, you know, like it would take some work and you'd probably have to have multiple people working on a system like that to perfect it.
And it
But
would be
you know what would be cool?
the system, depending on how they lay it out, would now start to heavily favor one type of bodybuilder versus the other. Like if you start to have it where aesthetics isn't as worth as much as muscularity, well, someone like Nick Walker is going to succeed way higher in the system, versus if you have them all even, where symmetry is worth the same as the other. Someone like Samson or Andrew will thrive. You know?
Okay,
Right.
but this is okay. So if we want to get into that conversation, I believe that, like in my era, say for example, muscularity was 40 or 50% of your score. That's why you had guys with
scoring,
thick
scoring
waist.
did change
No,
somewhere down the line.
Scoring did change for sure. Probably closer to where
Roden.
Phil and Sean
Right.
Roden started to come, right? So I think now it is 30, 30, 30 or whatever, 33, 33, 33.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be obviously the hardest part would be picking what classes you're going to do it and what the percentages and the allocation would be. That would be
I think they should do it. This is what I envision in my head. Just let me play this stupid game. It would be awesome if there was a fucking scoreboard or like some type of screen where you could see the guy come out. Like, you know, they come out for their individual round.
Yeah.
And you could see the judges score. Yeah, you could be like, it would say symmetry, muscularity.
Honestly, what I miss and I wish they would bring back is that fucking challenge round.
Yes.
The
Love it.
challenge round was like the best thing ever, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's kind of gimmicky. I'm thinking about a real
Yeah, but it's
way to
fucking
show
awesome.
people.
So sick, you know?
Oh, super cool.
It was cool.
Yeah.
I
It's just slow as fuck. Like that's the problem with these things, like where you have a scoring system that's now taking, if you have 50 guys in a class, Paul, like think of that from a judging. Now you have to judge them, every single competitor, on 3 different things instead of just like comparatives.
Yeah, but they're coming out by themselves anyway. They got a minute.
Yes.
They got a minute. So the guy's going to come out for a minute and do his
Yes.
individual
So if
posing.
you're doing a score out of 10, then yes, you could do it that way.
No. Hear me out for a
Comparative
second.
score, you can't do it that way.
Hear me out for a second. Guy comes out for his individual.
Yeah.
In that 1 minute, if you're a good judge, you should be able to be like, that's an 8 conditioning. It's a
But
fucking.
that's what I'm saying. If you're going to judge them on a scale of 1 to 10, but if like
Yeah.
we're
Yeah. That's what I mean.
First, second,
if you're going to do it in a placement system, you have to wait till they're standing next to each other.
Yeah.
Just imagine sitting in the audience. Though you're sitting in the audience. Derek Lunsford comes out. It says symmetry, muscularity,
9, 8,
condition.
9, yeah.
Yeah, and then it goes like.
Like fucking like when diving jumpers do.
I just think.
Yeah,
I just
like,
think.
they get
I
the
think.
towel, they're drying off, and they're looking
Yeah,
at
the
their
score.
scores.
Yeah.
That would be pretty dope.
I think
or the
people-
figure
would be.
skaters, they sit with their flowers, and they're
Yeah,
like
because then
waiting
you
for
would
the-
see the scores pop up, and the crowd would be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right.
Yeah.
So it's like.
you
It'd be
could-
hype for sure." Yeah.
But I think
It
you
would
could
be
do that in a
pretty
pro
cool.
show where, you know, you have 15 guys in a class, you know, amateur show, you know, like North Americans we just had, you know, you have
Why don't
30
you
guys in some
why don't you
classes.
see if you can get this to be trialed
I
at the Detroit Pro?
I was just saying we should do it at
Mm,
Detroit.
Yeah, that'd be great. I
You don't have
think
to necessarily have it like count for the winning of the show. You can do a separate
fun.
thing like that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Do like an online poll of it.
Putting new rules or something, but you could ask the judges if they'd be willing to judge them in these criterias for fun, for another award, and see how it would work.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
I think it'd be
have it the fan choice award and have that be the score that wins.
I just think it'd be fun. Like I'm thinking as a fan, because I'm a huge fan of bodybuilding. I'm thinking if I'm sitting in the audience and I see Hottie come out and I'm like, what are they going to give him? A 10 or a 9 or an 8 for conditioning? And they give him 8, and you're like, no, fuck you. And you're like, you're more involved, right? You're like, now you're actually watching, because now you don't have to. It's like a scoreboard in basketball.
You don't have to wait till it's over to know why.
Yeah, now I don't have to wait till it's over. Somebody's already won. I get the scores tomorrow. I don't care anymore. Yeah. It's like it's more interactive.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I like that idea.
I'm gonna make it.
If there's a way to make it work where it's not extremely time consuming and that it could be live like that, I think it would be very exciting.
Well, the reason I'm going back on my,
you should bring the challenge round to your show though.
The reason I'm going back on my agreement to it being a time crunch is if the guy's got to come out for a 1 minute individual round anyway, you could score all 3 of those rounds in that 1 minute.
Yeah, they do come up for that anyway. But you could even do that in comparisons. You could do the same thing, same scoring in comparisons.
It'd be tougher in comparisons, no?
You'd have to do smaller comparisons, I think. 3 out of 10.
But how would you show it to the audience? You couldn't. If the guy's out there by himself, then he can show it to the audience, right?
Yeah. So that could be one aspect of the scoring. The other aspect could be comparisons, placing them 1, 2, 3 through the comparisons, and then a combined score or something.
The thing is, you wouldn't want to show the comparison though, because now people know before they
not necessarily show the score of the comparison, but you would like still see them next to each other to score them. To play, you still want to see them next to each other. You can't just have a show where people are coming out individually. You still have to have them next to each other.
No, I know, but you wouldn't show that part publicly because then you're giving away the show.
The scoring, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, you wouldn't show that part publicly.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people can kind of decipher based on the moving around.
where you
generally, yeah.
Go ahead.
I do agree on a scoring, like whenever you said of them coming out, because comparisons you couldn't show everybody because then there'd be no show, there'd be no excitement. But the serious excitement would be pre-judging and coming out and getting judged on those 3 criteria, being like an 8, a 9, 9.5, 9.2, whatever it could be. You'd see like the top guys at the Olympia, whenever coming out the top 10 guys, it's going to be the figure skating scores of like the 9.3, 8.7, 9.9 here. It's wild.
We'll bring in like the America's Got Talent. We'll do a golden buzzer, and that guy gets he's my first place vote.
That guy's got all 10s. All right, let's go back to this for a minute, and we'll get into questions. Let's see what else we got here. Love when Seth is on the podcast and rocked the ending prayer. No Paul, no party.
This one. No, one more. Go 2 down.
I would like to see judging as Fouad explained for the people that are hardcore fans would probably all like it. That one?
No, one more down.
I wish you guys weren't so negative about using a CPAP. When?
I just couldn't get used to it.
What is this idiot talking about?
When did we
guys before that?
We said before we didn't like it because we couldn't get used to it, but I never. No, it's a bad idea for people.
We didn't say we didn't like it. We said we couldn't get used to it.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad idea for people to use it though.
Mike, you use a CPAP, don't you?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, everyone I know loves it. We're the outliers who had. There's very few people.
Me and Paul are actually upset that we can't use it.
We're all huge, strong proponents on if you need a CPAP to use a fucking CPAP for sure.
Some people, even some people that don't feel like they need a CPAP, 100%. Sometimes need a CPAP.
Talking about fucking blood pressure, you have CPAP apnea and you don't deal with it, your blood pressure's gonna be fucked.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that. And plus, Paul was also talking about Paul, you were telling me about reading a study or seeing an article about red blood cell count and CPAP.
Yeah, because your body's not getting, it's reversing production of more oxygen because you're not getting oxygen when you sleep.
So it's to lower your red blood cell count, right?
Yeah.
And also I have high hematocrit. It's supposed to help bring down hematocrit use of a CPAP. I'm going to try mine again. I've been trying to sporadically hear it, but I've been traveling lately, so I haven't been
You know what I decided instead? I'm just going to lose more weight because I can't get used to it.
Yeah, I'm going to give it another try.
Yeah. Mike, are you still dieting?
Nope. Well, I'm on a meal plan.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I'm eating the same 6 meals every day.
Okay. Are they clean?
And intent, yes.
Are they Uncrustables or are they clean?
No, they're clean, buddy.
So you're on a diet.
I'll send you my picture after my progress pic for the Master Olympia.
Well, I
this year.
saw the
Yeah.
I saw the sauna picture. You look pretty shredded from the tits up.
Yeah. You cook your own food, Mike, or does Cat cook for you?
I cook more for myself, Paul.
Yeah, I figured you did.
I'm my own man.
I know.
Make me a burger.
Okay, so I've decided I'm not going to be the fattest guy in the group anymore. So we're going to have a pose down.
Who's going to be the next fattest guy? Me?
I don't know, but I'm going to be, I can get more shredded than all of you. So
I probably have the most extended.
Ian, you got to tell me how to help my dog, dude. He's got like the fucking worst allergies ever. His eyes are red.
Cytopoint injections. Go get them.
I think Summer said that's bad for him.
What the fuck? Go get the goddamn cytopoint injection. Stop being silly. Go get it.
Is that like the trick?
Yeah, I give.
Why are you laughing, Seth?
Just how you two converse. I fucking.
I get Doug during like the summer
Entertainment for
months,
me.
like from April till September, October, gets one cytopoint injection a month, and his allergies are gone.
This is
Zero.
how we converse. Why? Because we shit on each other all the time. Ian shits on me more than I shit on him. He's too sensitive. He'll cry if I shit on him.
You're more retarded than I am. That's why.
If I shit on Ian, he'll cry. For real. Like it's not. I can't.
I'm very fragile right now, Seth.
And speaking out of anger, I'm speaking out of anger.
He's off all his tests. They can't fuck with him right now.
Oh, really?
I'm at rock bottom here, Seth. So.
Oh, yeah.
These guys might just put me over the edge.
Okay.
No, for serious. Either go get Apoquil and give him like a pill or whatever a day or whatever.
That's what I give my dog. Yeah.
Apoquil?
Or go get cytopoint injections. The cytopoint I find does work better, and you only have to do it once a month. They're about the same price if you factor them together. The cytopoint's like $200 to $300 or something once a month. The whatever the fucking
Apoquil
pill works out to maybe a little less or about the same. They both work. I mean, it really depends. But yeah, I would try the Apoquil. If the Apoquil doesn't work, then I would do cytopoint injections. But you're almost at the time when the allergies are going to go away. Like once October, November comes, his allergies will settle.
Dude, I'm so like bothered by his eyes are fucking red.
Have you given him Benadryl even?
I gave him Reactin. For it helps a little. It helps a little bit.
Just call your vet and go get some Apoquil.
Yeah,
it definitely work. I mean,
I tried to put.
They can take Apoquil for a long time. Courtney's
got it
for 10 years. I mean,
I got him some eye drops. That was a fucking nightmare trying to get those in his face.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. I was like wrestling a fucking bull. He wouldn't fucking. Anyway. Okay. Where are we at? Eating challenge idea. During a bro chat, you guys need to see who can eat the most bags of Costco coconut clusters. I crush those motherfuckers.
Oh, I like those.
Hate coconut.
Hottie, Andrew Sampson, Derek, Nick. No, this guy's smoking crack.
Derek in third.
Yeah. How you get Andrew ahead of Derek? Ian's hair looks shorter. Did you cut your hair?
No.
You cut your hair, bitch.
Hey, did.
I would never.
What the
No,
fuck?
it's just slick back. Just slick back right now.
I just had some dead ends. Okay, I just had to cut the ends off.
Exactly how Mike explained how bodybuilding could be explained is perfect. I feel like most people, new fans, being dumb when trying to judge bodybuilding is because of a lack of understanding towards these vocab terms like spilled over, dry, grainy, harder. Yeah, I agree.
We can go over bodybuilding terms.
We all agreed with. No, I think what Mike said
during commentary for shows.
What Mike said last week was like one of the things that would, because we were talking about the scoring thing, and Mike said one of the things that would help people is if like the commentators would discuss what being spilled over means or what being too full.
Yeah, right.
Too full.
The average person wouldn't know. Yeah,
people don't really know that when they're watching, or some people. I shouldn't say all people. Every time you guys speak
people's
about
parents are coming up to them after the show, like, "Honey, you spilled so bad." Their grandma's like "Babe,
60,
you look so
60-year-old.
full. You look dry. You look so dry."
you're too flat, man. Sorry, it's too flat.
All right, let's go back to this for a second. Fouad, is Hannah your youngest? Seth, Hannah's my wife. Mike, you're way off. Me, laugh out loud. You guys decide. You guys got to decide who you're talking. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is way too long.
Fuck, what?
This guy's complaining for 3 paragraphs.
Block that guy.
Guys are mostly natty. It's just because of what you said, though. It's because they're looking, like Mike said, they're looking for some fucking way to like figure it out because they think that
Wait.
need some fucking answer. It's like the exact same as non-natty people.
Wait a minute.
Ah!
Fuck you.
The science guys aren't mostly natty. Mike Israetel is like the premier science guy. He's not
Yeah, I
fucking
know,
natty.
but the people
John
that
Jewett
are
is not natty. Fucking
saying in the world of people that follow science-based lifting, the large majority of them are natural lifters, 100%. Yes.
so what? What's the point? Let's
That's
find out
what
what
he's saying. He's like,
let's find out what the 1 second. You guys decide who you're talking because the science-based guys, for the most part, are natty. They can't slang and bang it like Derek and make progress the same way. Of course they can.
Yes, they can.
Encouraging to lift recklessly. Nobody said that. And monitor their blood work because Mr. O with perfect genetics and
this guy's
gear
a
does it.
fraud.
Yeah, this guy's for sure natural.
Hater.
Look at this guy.
Oh,
He's
God,
yeah.
sneaker guy.
It's like Donovan McNabb.
Let's see him squat.
He does a little bit.
Donovan.
Wait. He's got what is that? He's got
That's
two
probably
plates.
like 125.
He's got 2 plates.
That's all those shitty plates that make it look like you got a lot of barbers.
Like they're all 10-pound plates.
They are, yeah. Those plates are the biggest jokes.
Okay, let's do some questions. Forget the comments. That's kind of fun though. Maybe we should do that every week.
We got to do Italy.
Oh, that's right. Okay, sorry, Seth. Seth's on the ball. Okay. Let's show the list. Ahmad El Rafai, Morgan Aste, Massive, Ali Edward,
Nasty?
I haven't seen him in a couple years, eh?
Ali
Holy
Edward, awesome physique, and Enrico Hoffman, good physique. Hunter Labrada, the favorite to win. I'm not sure who these 2, 3, 4. Andre Presti.
Bailey is.
I know who he is.
Presti is obviously going to be one of the heavy hitters there.
I think we got one at one.
Santos is good.
Yeah, he's a big dude. I think first and second is probably Hunter and Andrea.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I don't know. Let's take a look at some of them. Hunter, we've looked at many times. Ali was at the Dubai. I think he took 5th in Dubai.
Yeah.
Beautiful physique, but he's just on a little bit smaller side. I think he's about 225 on stage. But he's got incredible genetics. Like if he can fill this out a bit more. Got a wild physique.
Does look bigger than the last show for sure.
This is what he looks like shredded.
That's a good shot.
Fuck. Let's see if we got one without. Look at his back, man. Fuck, he's got awesome genetics.
Mhm.
I should sign this guy.
You know what's funny?
Huh.
You know, the conversation we had a few weeks ago about how we were talking about like how when it comes to black guys, we're always talking about like the genetics and the shit.
Yeah.
And then we show a black guy here, and you're just like, awesome genetics.
Yeah, but I'm not saying. But wait, I'm not saying he doesn't work hard. I'm talking when
it's
I say
just genetics, you know.
No. But what I'm saying, like his genetics, I'm talking about the insertions of his back.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, look at every muscle is perfectly placed and perfectly proportionate. It's like it's crazy.
His lats like inserted his fucking
His waist.
abs crack, you know.
Yeah, that's what I mean by genetics. I'm not talking about like if he doesn't work hard. I just mean like everything is fucking perfect. His shoulders could probably be a little bit wider, but other than that,
He's
like
How
narrow
tall is
button,
he?
and his
Looks
chest
so
is a little
tiny.
bit- See, his chest is very narrow, but
96 kilograms. So what is that? 212 pounds or something like that?
215 or
Is that
something.
a 1 year difference?
Oh, this was Dubai. It was 101. So that's what? 212, 210, something like that. This is
101?
it's a beautiful physique.
101 would be over 220.
221.
20.
Oh, 221. You're right. Sorry.
101 times 2.205.
Look at this. Look at this front double. Look at this. Incredible.
Yeah. Round muscle, eh?
And I don't think he's in his 30s yet.
No, I think he's younger.
I spoke to him briefly. I'm like, holy fuck.
Oh, Stefan coaches though?
Look at this. Oh shit. I like that shot he does. See that? There's like really no weak points. It's just the overall size.
Just time.
Because you need a little more thickness in the hamstrings, I think, but like it's all there. Anyway, I think he's a good shoe in for third, maybe. What's Enrico Hoffman look like?
Rico's good.
Let's take a look. Does he have him here? Here,
I think
take a look
Bruno
at. Let's take a
Santos-
Bruno. Where's Bruno?
References.
Where's Bruno? Is this just showing?
Is
Is this
the wrong-
Bruno?
Right there.
Hey,
There we
Bruno's
go.
right there. Here's- Hey, Bruno.
Hey, Bruno. That was looking good.
Is that Bruno?
Yeah.
No,
Bruno,
oh, that's not.
it's
That's
Brian.
not. Maybe move down. How about that one right there? For that?
That's him right there.
No,
the,
that's
old
not
guy with the
it.
trophy. The old guy with the trophy.
Thought for sure that was Bruno. Is
You guys are
That's
so
a bit-
immature.
that him right there? The video?
Where is he? There he is. There he
I
is.
think his actual website is pornhub.com.
Yeah, this is pretty good. Ian,
Oh,
what do you
this
think?
guy.
Do you think he can beat Edward?
I think they're close. Yeah,
How big is? Do you know what he weighs?
big. He's big. I think he's like 260.
Oh, he's like a big motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's given up a little bit of shape, but he's not bad symmetrically. He's just not as pretty as Edward. But if he's a lot bigger, then it's going to be a problem.
There's more pictures there. What does it go? What's in the slide?
What a
Three
weird-
stage shots.
What a weird place to take photos. It's like a parking garage.
I love taking pics in parking garages.
That's lighting.
Try to do it often.
That's a nice
Ready.
shot.
Is there any stage pics of him?
I'm going down to see. He's got a nice physique. Look at his
Right there on
back.
the left.
Wait, look how thick his lats are. What the fuck?
You go pee?
Dude, that's crazy, man.
Tick boy.
Stage shots. There. No,
Right
that's
there.
not it.
Right there. Oh no.
That's a side chest.
I don't know what's going on here. Okay, we'll move on. He's got a good physique. He could be
Like,
third.
there's him next to whatever is. Oh,
Where?
never mind. Yeah, him there. Oh,
Yep.
fuck you.
Fuck you, Instagram.
Right there.
Okay, I'm not doing this anymore.
No, there in the middle, right next to Rude Boy.
Rude boy.
Yeah, what about it?
I'm just saying you can see how fucking big he is. 'cause
Oh
Rude
yeah.
Boy-
Oh, well, yeah, I guess. I'm looking for a
I didn't
stage
think he was that big.
I'm giving you scale, okay?
That's a large fella.
Yeah, he's got a lot of muscle.
Let's go through his profile a little more.
Fucking Brazilians.
So he's got a
See what else he's got posted
He's
for.
got great abs.
That's his
Yeah.
prep coach right there.
Yeah. Let's go back in his timeline a little bit.
Everyone's gonna get mad. Mike, be careful.
Just scouting. Just scouting.
I'm making. I'm
just
gonna make
scouting him for
Mel her own
picks.
shirt.
Yeah.
You're what?
I'm gonna make Samson's wife her own shirt. My weak men shirt she likes. I'm gonna put her face on the back for the Olympia
Do it.
and get her to wear it backstage.
Take a look at Morgan Aste. The guy's like, what is he, like 6'4", like 300?
Monster. This
He's
guy.
a huge guy.
I don't see any updates really. But he's a
The guy
giant.
gets healed as fuck. He's just obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be third.
Yeah, he's always conditioned.
Yeah, and he's a fucking giant. I don't know what he looks like recently.
Does this guy do
Must-
movies and shit? Like he should be just doing movies, you know?
I know, eh? Did he do the Arnolds last year or 2 years ago?
I think so. I remember seeing him compete, but I don't remember where. I'm trying to find a stage shot somewhere, but I can't find anything. I mean,
I think it's been a while since he competed.
yeah, it has. Okay, we'll go back. Okay, what else we got here? Big Nathan Styles, we've already seen. Where is Eduardo? Isn't Hoffman in here somewhere? Where's Enrico Hoffman? Is he not a front runner?
It's weird that you didn't put him in here.
Here's up on Instagram.
He definitely has an Instagram.
There he is.
The Phoenix.
Thick.
Heck.
That's a lot of muscle.
Yeah.
Shitload.
Look at this fucking guy. Oh shit.
Dead
Fucking cinder block. My God.
Hmm. It's tough. Yeah, I don't see any. He's got a nice
What's that?
bike.
Yeah, what's he got here?
Looks like a Harley.
Screaming Eagle.
Now we're just looking at motorcycles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got a ton of muscle, but I don't know how it's going to look when he's peeled. Like I can't tell. Like from some of these shots,
He's good on stage.
Yeah.
huh?
He's good on stage.
I'm trying to find a stage shot. Most of these are guest posings.
He's competed a fucking million times. We've judged him before.
I don't remember. I know he's good, but I don't remember. There we go.
I don't even know if that's a full stage shot there, but
Okay, let's go.
Ton of muscle.
Yeah, ton of muscle.
Yeah, he I think he used to be a 212 guy, maybe. So I don't think he's like a 250-pound on stage guy, but he's dense.
I was gonna
Okay.
say, if he's got a shorter guy, then he's got it stacked on there.
All right, we're gonna try out this new thing.
Oh,
We're gonna go Hunter, Andrea, Morgan, Edward.
Oh, we're
Hoff-
picking stiffness. I should have paid attention when we were doing that then.
Hoffman. Who else, Ian?
There was
Bruno.
yeah, Bruno.
That's all we went through, I think.
Rusty.
I got Andrea second there.
Oh, Predators.
Okay, well that's probably enough, guys. That's 6. We'll judge 6.
just gonna place those 6.
Let me just do this just so I don't have to do it 10 times.
How does this work?
I don't know. We're about to find out if this guy fucked you over or not.
You got a new system?
Like someone sent this to me today and said, even Fouad can't fuck this up.
Oh, we'll see
Yeah.
about that.
Fuck that guy. For
Don't
saying-
say that. I know we can. Fucking, that's rude.
I will
You're
fuck this up. I
underestimating him.
will fuck this up.
I promise you, I will fuck this up.
Okay. This is so fucking tedious. I should have done this all before we started.
Yeah,
Sorry, guys.
Go back to the old way for it.
Come on, Paul. It's not that difficult.
We got to just break into a new way here.
We're gonna try and see what happens. Okay, Ian, Paul. I'm gonna try and fuck this up just so the guy who wrote it is like, "Fuck, Fouad fucked it up." I want to prove him wrong. Okay, Seth, Mike. Fouad. I'll leave this one for James. Okay. Let me just split that up a bit. Okay. Okay. Go ahead, Ian.
Hunter. No, I think you can click it from the drop down list, right?
I can drag it over.
No, look,
Wait.
there's a drop down list there.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
Oh,
Okay, who do you want second?
Rusty.
Okay.
Um,
Paul, go ahead. Who do you want first?
same Hunter and then Presty.
I think we're all doing that, right?
Yeah.
I would imagine so.
what are you doing? Are you just typing?
Hitting the number?
Put up Bruno in second.
You want
Yeah, how
Bruno
are
in
you-
second?
You're clicking that down arrow and doing what? I don't get what you're doing.
I'm going into the list. This is the list.
We can't see it.
The list. We can't see it.
Oh, what do you mean you can't see the list?
We can see the names over here.
Yeah, we can't see the list when you click that drop down thing.
Well, what do you care?
Weird. Why can't we see it?
What do you? You don't have to.
Corrupting the ballot here, man.
You see it now, don't you? You see Hunter and Andrea?
Yeah, but like when you click that down arrow, we can't see choices come up.
The choices are right here, Ian. These are the 6 choices.
Yeah, he knows that. He's just pissed off he can't see it.
Let's
too
see it.
too fucking bad.
Like, where are you selecting it from? I'm so confused.
Okay, don't be. It's not that exciting.
You get
Okay,
what he's doing, Mike?
Mike, you want Hunter?
Like, anybody, help me.
Guys, help me
What
out
the
here.
fuck's going on?
What are
What
you?
is this shit?
What are you so confused about? Are you stoned?
Are you hitting a number? Are
Huh?
you hitting
No,
a corresponding number to the
no,
guy, or is
what-
the
when I-
is like a
what-
list showing up and you're clicking the name?
when I hit the arrow, the
Yeah.
list of names that we wrote under competitor list are popping up.
Pops up. Oh, that's
So I
Why
just-
can't we see it? We can't see it.
Well, because you're not privy to that information.
Got a
Also,
private
you're
mode.
literally sharing your screen. We can see everything you can see.
Except for that, I made sure you
turn off this.
He's doing something funky. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
All right, so we all got Hunter and Andrea, except for Seth has Bruno in second. Okay, who wants to go next? Ian. Who do you have in
Okay,
third?
I'm gonna go Edward
Edward,
and then Bruno
and then Bruno.
and then Morgan.
and then Morgan.
No. Sorry, come back to me.
I got you. Yeah, okay, come back to you. Paul is third.
Okay, I'm gonna go Edward, then Morgan, then Bruno, then Hoffman.
Edward,
Yeah.
Morgan, Bruno, and Hoffman. Okay, Seth,
Andrea, and then Edward.
Andrea, Edward.
The
I
fuck
think-
can't we see this list? This is confusing.
I'm gonna put Hoffman
What
and
is this
Seth.
fucking gypsy bullshit?
Who do you want fifth, Seth?
This is fucking
Hoffman.
witchcraft.
Hoffman, and who's
and
in sixth?
Morgan.
And Morgan. Okay, Mike,
Edward.
Yeah.
Bruno.
Yeah.
Morgan.
Morgan,
Hoffman.
Hoffman. All right, I'm gonna go Andrea, Edward, Morgan, Bruno, Hoffman. Okay, I like this list. It's pretty
Oh, I
good.
gotta go. I didn't finish.
Oh, you didn't finish. Who's five?
Wait, Edward. Bruno. Do I want Bruno over Hoffman? I feel like we're
Too late now.
in a bit here.
Too late. It's in the box.
Yeah, what's this in the box?
I love it. I love it when Paul's an asshole. It's my favorite thing.
Hey, as the same rules apply to me.
Wait.
Paul-
and then-
Paul, you're such a dick. You're like,
the
nope,
box,
it's in a
bro.
box.
Oh.
Oh.
Leave it in the box.
Locked in.
Hoffman, then Morgan.
Ooh, Morgan in sixth.
Okay,
I
Hoffman.
don't think Morgan historically places very high at all, so I'm not putting my stock in him.
What do I have him? Fourth? I think he'll be fourth. Okay. Okay, that's it. We're good.
Okay.
Okay. Let me close this out. We'll do some questions because it's already 9:45. Okay. Hey, did you guys know the Detroit Pro is March 29th, which is 2 weeks after the Arnold UK, if the Arnold UK is happening, which I don't know yet. Not that I have any inside information. I don't know anything. I just haven't seen any posts about it yet. But we're 2 weeks after the Arnold UK, and we've added Classic this year.
Yep.
So I'm hoping somebody from the Arnold UK, if you're listening, or the Arnold Ohio, Urs, Wesley, Seabum. It's a big fucking check. Chris might want to come to our show. It could put you on the map.
I want to think about it. Elevate you to another level of bodybuilding.
Might
Well,
like
you know-
the back of your head.
You know, Chris said he was going to do open last year. He never did it. So I'm hoping
Invitation's open.
this year he makes an appearance. Okay. Should they split open into 5'6" and under and 5'7" and over?
Well, yeah, that's called the 212 in the open.
No, the 212 in the open is weight, not height.
Yeah, but like no one 5'9" is doing 212. Come on now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but 5'6" is like Derek and Hottie. So they would be in a different class.
Yeah, keep it weight.
Okay. Ian said you're stupid.
You're stupid.
Jen Dory just announced she isn't competing at this year's Olympia. Who do you
Fuck.
Not gonna go now.
Are you serious?
Like scalping his tickets now, people.
You're kidding, right?
No sense going now,
my
Mike.
God.
In all seriousness, though, do we know why she's not competing or no?
No idea. Jen Dory just announced she isn't competing at this year's Olympia. Who do you all think will take home the bikini title this year?
Your predictions. Pull up the fucking chart, boys.
Lee Priest. Lee Priest.
What
We
a
can the Olympia top 5 and see how close we can get.
Lee Priest. It's bikini next. Laughy face. Thoughts on 212 Olympia? Will Sean reclaim his title back from Keon? Nope. Hey, can I ask you guys something? There was a post recently on one of those Instagram channels, and they were comparing Keon and Sean Ray. And I was like, this isn't even a comparison.
Ian would kill Sean Ray.
Right. And I'm like, how is this even a fucking comparison? So I said it. I said, he's got rounder delts, rounder
Can't
quads.
say that kind of shit about 90s guys, dude. You'll get fucking absolutely decimated.
Well, Sean Ray answered and said that I'm his number one hater.
Yeah. I saw that.
I think Sean fails to realize that everyone is Sean's number one.
But I wasn't hating. I was like, it really like, it's not, it's just not, it's Sean Ray was an absolutely incredible bodybuilder. Like he's an icon, beautiful physique, absolutely fucking amazing. I don't like him as a person, but that's irrelevant. His physique was fucking flawless.
Yes.
Keon is got a wild fucking physique. He's extremely round, extremely big for his weight. It's like
Keon's coming into his own and can do some serious.
And for those for those people who commented on that saying, well, Sean Ray was way more shredded.
No,
he wasn't way more shredded. Those judging back then was more based on condition and crispness and not as much fullness. So bodybuilders look different now, but it's not because they're holding more body fat. It's because the look and the peak they're bringing is different than the peak they wanted in the 90s. If a guy came in right now as flat as they came in the 90s, like Sean Ray looked amazing, but looked flat. I don't know if you guys would agree with that. He didn't look like he was full blown, like fucking huge. Like I remember seeing Kevin Levrone sometimes being full blown, like 97 Olympia, full blown Kevin Levrone, massive, still shredded, but not the same look as 93 Kevin Levrone when he was like
crisp,
peeled, crisp, not full blown. So it's a different look. Like it doesn't mean they're out of shape. It's just judges want something different now.
Well, obviously, when someone like Dorian became more prevalent, then the look changed, and things changed based off who they're chasing, right?
But I guess I'm just making the point that like people are like, well, Sean Ray would beat him because he's more conditioned. I'm like, if coming in flatter and more crisp was the standard of the day, Keon would do that.
I don't even think we've seen Keon's best.
No, fuck no.
He's gonna be way better this year.
Yeah, I think he will be too. So anyway, away from Sean Ray, I apologize for that. Sean Clarita, does anybody here think Sean Clarita will retake the title
He'll be second, but I don't think he'll retake the title.
Yeah, I think as long as Keon's in shape, I think it's his personally.
Yeah.
I think he has more upside. Like he's kind of like when we talk about Derek. I think he still has a lot more room for improvement. I think he's grown a lot, like continuously every year and improved. We can see that. Where I think Sean, because his frame is so small, like we saw what happened last year when he did put a little extra muscle on and it actually hurt him. It didn't help him.
Yeah.
With a frame that small, you start to put on muscle in certain places, it starts to hurt you.
Look at this physique.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I thought you just pulled up a cartoon. I'm not even kidding.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know, right? If you look at this physique, if you look at this physique, and you don't think this is iconic, I'm pretty sure you have trouble understanding bodybuilding. Like, this is incredible.
You know what I would love to see as a fan of bodybuilding? A guy like Keon, a guy like, I know Sean did it a couple times, but do an open show here and there.
I think he
just
said
as a
something,
fan of the sport.
I think he said something about it.
Yeah, Keon?
I saw something where he was saying, look at the fucking hamstrings. They look like it looks like another glute. Like, this is wild, man.
Yeah.
This is outrageous.
The way he opens up like no other. But yeah, he's talking about doing an open show.
Well, I think I saw something somewhere about Patrick maybe thinks I don't know if Ian, maybe you can confirm if you've talked to Patrick.
I haven't talked to him about it.
Yeah, about maybe him doing an open show one day. I don't know.
For him at 40 days out is fucking good, man.
I know, right?
Like he's been on stage in worse condition than this.
Yeah. I think him and Patrick have really like started to figure out his body.
Yeah, and I think Keon is
bicep hang. Look at that bicep hanging from behind like that.
It's just a crazy fucking physique, man. It's not like,
I think he's starting to have some more self-belief and like more, discipline with everything. I think he's got a good girl with him now. Like I think he's just got a good like system in play, You
know what? It looks like it from the way he's posing and posting and everything. It looks like, I mean, that conditioning is not normal for Keon.
No, man. And this is fucking a month and a half out. That's crazy.
Look at the lat. Look at just go back to that picture.
Sorry, where the fuck did that picture go? Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Like, look at
this.
Yeah, jeez.
If
the dell fucking arm and like,
just hanging.
He's still really young, isn't he? Is he only in his 20s?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this shot is like his signature shot. It's incredible. And I remember, it's funny. It's looking at a picture. You know, looking at a picture doesn't even do it justice. I remember being at a guest posing in I think it was Houston. We were sponsoring the show, and him and Martin were guest posing. When he came out, very first time I ever saw him pose in person. When he opened up and did that front double, it was like his body just kept opening up.
Yeah. It's
It was
crazy.
like his stomach and then his lats just kept going wider and wider. I'm like, what the fuck am I?
He's
What am
one
I
of
looking
those-
at right now?
He's one of those rare physiques that when he poses, like things happen, things
Yeah.
pop.
Yeah. I'm happy for him, man. He's a good person.
Keon's a super guy. Super guy.
Look at this fucking thickness.
That's
I'd love to
10.
see him. I'd love to see him do an open show just as a fan.
Yeah,
of
I'd love
bodybuilding.
to see that.
Hey, look,
Sean
here's
too. See Sean do a couple more.
Here's my comment.
Wow.
Wow. That's all I thought, dude. When I saw it, that's all I thought. I couldn't help it. That's my natural.
When you
reaction.
start seeing, when you see, I love whenever, like right now going into the Olympia and you see like former bodybuilders, current bodybuilders just have like one word comments like fuck.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't know.
It's
Yeah,
just like, oh dude. It's awesome. I love it.
It's like enough said.
What's one country you haven't been to yet? Is that me?
North Korea.
What's one second? What's one country you haven't been to yet but would like to visit?
North Korea. You wouldn't want to go.
back
You're
to
not
it.
curious?
I've watched documentaries out of curiosity, but I don't think I want to go there.
I
What about
think
Russia?
I'd go to Russia. It's not like my
Me
first
too.
choice. I'd like to go to
I'd-
Russia.
Russia's
I'd love to
pretty-
see Moscow.
You know what I like about those places more than anything? I know how other countries are depicted in North America, and sometimes it's not really accurate.
Hmm.
I'd like to go see for myself
Yeah,
how bad it really is.
for sure.
I'd
You
really
think
like to go to
Russia-
Japan. Have you been to Japan, Seth?
No, that's a bucket list place for
Like,
me.
have you been?
No.
We should all go to Japan.
I hear that's a really cool place.
No.
Bro chat Japan.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
Boys
Yes.
trip.
I'm in.
I'd be down for that.
That's where
There it is.
bukake started.
That's right.
That's where the term bukake came from.
That's right. Yeah.
It sounds more like a Spanish word to me.
Does it? Bukake?
It sounds like
That's
a
Korean.
like samurai.
I mean, I'm not gonna
It's
lie.
definitely Asian.
I
Yeah.
think of Asian letters when I think of bukkake.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Where does the word bukkake?
Originate.
Didn't Howard Stern fucking coin it or something?
Oh wow, it's literally actually Japanese.
See?
Wow.
Where'd you get
Well, yeah.
Mexican? Where'd you get Mexican from? What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Hey, Bukaki, man.
Wow, even Google has it. Dictionary.com. This isn't even like Urban Dictionary. Dictionary.com.
Says what?
Bukkake, a noun, a sexual practice in which several men ejaculate on the face of an individual woman.
Oh, at least they put woman.
Actually on dictionary.com.
Why did they put woman? That's not right. It's just a
Yeah.
person.
This day and age could be anybody.
It's just a person.
Doesn't
yeah.
have to be a woman.
Yeah.
Should be, but it doesn't have to be.
But it comes from a Japanese word, bukakiro, which is meaning to splash or slosh.
Oh, I like that. I like that. It's very
Just
descriptive.
use- Slosh.
Yeah, splashing or the state of having something been splashed. Makes sense. So
Sounds
you're,
messy.
you're splashing them with cum. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're sloshing around in it.
Ejaculate.
Okay. Rank these favorite to least favorite. Bagel flavors. Everything, cinnamon raisin, chocolate chip, blueberry, jalapeno cheddar, and sesame.
I had one you could add to that list before. French toast. It was French toast flavor.
That's a good fucking bagel.
It was a good fucking bagel.
They got rid of it.
You
Yeah.
gotta
was
put
it
that
Tim?
I haven't seen it.
in place, you know?
That's a fat guy bagel for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a post workout bagel.
That justifies it. That's-
With a little cream in your coffee, huh?
That's and sugar, Mike.
Little
Bukkake
Bukaki.
of cream.
I'm gonna
Go
go
with
with
Bukaki bagel. You guys want those?
I'm going with cinnamon raisin and blueberry.
Me too. That's my top
I
two.
love cinnamon raisin.
Cinnamon without the raisin would be great. But
That would be best case scenario. Yes.
Yeah.
I like raisin. What's wrong
It's
with
so
raisin?
unnecessary in that bagel.
do
It's
you
the one
mean?
thing
It's
that's
delicious.
you ruined it. You ruined it with that.
Ah, it
I
makes
get
it
a
like
raisin, I spit it out.
Raisins are one of,
like it's a seed.
raisins are like one of the worst foods there is. Yeah.
It's
Raisin-
worse than a cookie. It should never be in cookies.
You're Arab. You fucking love raisins. You don't count here.
What the fuck is Arab and raisin have to do with each other? Is Arab?
A lot.
Raisins
Who,
in everything.
Just dried fruit.
I mean,
You guys put raisins.
This guy,
put
fucking
raisins in,
Paul.
like your fucking rice. You know.
We don't put raisins in our rice. That's
yeah, why do you
Afghanistan
guys
people.
do that?
We
Why do
don't.
you do
That's
that,
Afghani people do
I
that.
don't know. I think you
Are
do.
Persians crazy about nuts? Are they
Yes.
crazy about like
Yeah, nuts are big in our culture.
Really?
Yeah. Arabs and Persians, yes.
The
But Paul kept pistachios. Me and Paul had an argument with pistachios.
Well, you're talking about pistachio. Was it a pie?
No, cake. I said there's pistachio
Cake.
cake. He's like, you're like, that's disgusting. Nobody, you're like, nobody
It's a
eats
nut cake.
pistachios. Yeah, it's like, what's the difference between that and peanut butter cake?
Peanut butter's good. What about
So are
pistachio?
pistachios.
I
You
don't
know,
know.
you know how expensive pistachios are because they're delicious.
Pistachios are fucking delicious, Paul.
Yeah, Paul. You don't
You
even
know, maybe
Paul,
I'll
have you
give
ever
it a
had
try,
it?
but
Have you ever had a pistachio?
a long time ago. It's been a long time.
And let me guess, it was a lot of work opening the shell.
It was, and it gets
Yeah.
you. They get that red shit on them. Get you all over your hands.
Red shit.
Red shit.
Is
It's
there like
green.
a-
It's green.
Fucking green.
Is there
bro.
like a when you crack them open? Is there like a little shit that gets in your
I don't
hand?
think-
There's like a little papery shell inside.
No, he's talking about cracking peanuts, and the red thing gets on his hand.
Yeah,
No,
but
Oh no, not this.
I don't
Not the
even-
peanut
I don't-
skin.
I don't even believe that you've had a pistachio.
It's been a long time. I'll admit.
You haven't never had one. Just
No
admit it.
No, I have, but it's been a long time.
He has no idea.
I remember my dad getting it when I was a kid.
Go to the
He gets
grocery
shit all
store,
over his
buy a
hands.
little bag of pistachios tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop and get some.
They're
Get
good.
some that are pre-peeled. That way you don't have to worry
we have
about cracking.
flavored pre-peeled ones, like the salt and vinegar pistachios are
No,
outstanding.
no. Just get a regular pistachio first. And
Like
then
a
you
shelled
can,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, get a deshelled. That way you don't have to worry
Deshelled?
about. Yeah, that way you don't have to worry about.
Salted, you're good. Yeah.
Okay, I'll get some tomorrow.
And then he tried to make fun of me for saying all Arabs do is crush up
Crush
beans and dip
beans
shit in them.
Dip fucking peanut butter.
And I'm like, there's literally one dish that he could name that's crushed beans. One.
Baba Ganoush.
Baba Ganoush is
Probably-
eggplant.
You probably have like six.
Baba Ganoush is delicious.
I do like Baba Ganoush.
He likes hummus too, but Baba Ganoush isn't even a nut. It's a fucking eggplant.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
mean,
I was turned off when I found it was eggplant, but then it was so good I didn't care.
yeah, it is really good. It's not just beans. You guys just mash everything and dip pita bread in it.
There's only two dips. There's only two dips. Name more than two dips. You guys have spinach dip and fucking cheese dip. That's two dips. We have two dips, and ours are better.
You eat raw meat. What's that stuff I got sick on before?
That's because you guys eat raw meat too. It's called beef tartare.
No, that's that stuff I got food poisoning on. That
You
Arabic
guys
food.
eat raw meat too, Paul.
I don't eat raw meat.
No,
North Americans eat raw meat. Men
I
eat
can't think of one Italian dish that has raw meat in it.
real men eat raw meat.
Sushi.
No, raw meat. Beef
Who eats raw
tartare.
meat?
Beef tartare is raw meat.
I wouldn't touch that. It's not part of my regular diet. It's not, nobody I know eats that.
No one's tartared anything around me.
Paul's mad because I keep making fun of him that you have fucking cheese, tomato sauce, and noodles. That's your entire fucking. That's all Italy's fucking food. They took 3 ingredients and just made it different concoctions.
Then we've mastered the noodle, so we just made it to different shapes and
You
sizes.
stole it. You stole the noodle from the Chinese.
They were doing like fucking those like stringy chop suey noodles. That stuff,
They
you
didn't
know,
need
like
those things.
it's shitty. They didn't have
Everything you guys have, you stole from somewhere else.
Italians in general. You mean?
You stole the bread from the Greeks. You stole the tomatoes from the Arabs. You stole the noodles from the Chinese. All you put in was the cheese.
But made everything better.
You did make shit pretty good. I do love Italian.
Much better.
Yeah, I gotta admit, you guys do a good job with the meat, cheese, and sauce.
They
Or
put
the noodles,
Little
cheese, and
veal little
sauce.
veal parm. Oh,
Yeah.
veal parm any day.
yes,
You
I
know-
love veal parm.
You know
Yeah,
what's funny? I make fun of you all the time about Italian food, but I have to tell you, it's probably my favorite food.
it probably is your favorite food. You know, I've come to like Mexican lately. Ever since I went to Mexico a couple weeks
I
ago,
love good Mexican food.
I forgot how much I like it.
I think the reason people don't rate Mexican higher is they never have had
It's
authentic
really
Mexican
high.
food.
A lot of people really like Mexican.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
know,
you
but
know-
I think the people that don't rate it highly have probably never had authentic Mexican.
yeah, like authentic
I-
Mexican.
I
Yeah,
put it at the very bottom of my list until I went to Mexico.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you still put it there.
No, it's high.
Goddamn
Yeah.
Mexicans.
I had Mexican food in Houston the first time I had good Mexican
probably
food.
good there, right?
I was like, holy fuck, this is delicious.
we got some good Mexican food around here, Fouad.
See, Mexicans do a lot of dips.
Yeah, they do salsas.
Nowhere was more dip crazy than when I went to Turkey, bro. It was literally 90% dips.
Really?
Like what?
They're like fucking
Well,
yogurt dips and
hummus, yogurt, too.
90 different fucking dips. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Their
gotta
food
go
was amazing, but it's just like tons of dips.
I gotta
The
go to
food was
Turkey.
good?
I gotta go to Turkey. I love a good dip.
You love it there, Fouad.
Dip. You know what's they got in
get hair
Turkey?
transplants and
You
I'll
got
get
great
some
bukake.
That's right. That's right.
Turkish bukake is the best.
If you would have to choose a region to survive in the wild, which would you choose and why? Your gear is kind of suited for each region and climate. Seth and Ian, I guess you guys take this one.
So if I had to pick a place I thought I could survive the easiest,
Yes.
I mean, I'd probably be going like West Coast North America.
Yeah, California.
Yeah, like
Northern
Oregon,
California.
somewhere where they don't get a bad winter or an overly hot summer, and it kind of like rides the midline all season. It's definitely going to be the easiest to survive. If you don't have
What
100 degree
predators?
summers and minus fucking 30 winters? Your odds of surviving are pretty high.
What predators are there? Mountain lions.
Yeah, but I mean, you're going to get something everywhere, you know.
I know. I would probably go to the place with the least amount of predators.
Yeah, so somewhere on the west coast of North America that has the least amount of predators. I mean, I guess you could go somewhere even like in Europe that is pretty low for predators, like somewhere in like fucking Greece or Croatia, somewhere on the Mediterranean that is like not too, but they get pretty hot in the summer, so it's hard to say.
Yeah.
I don't think they get super hot summers, do they?
I
My
think
mom
so.
is in Greece right now, and she said it was like 35 there the other day. So yeah,
Holy fuck.
Really?
Is there predators in the UK? Because the weather's not bad there. It just rains all the time. What do
yeah,
they have
but
now?
they get some. No, they get some pretty hard winters though. Like that would be
Yeah.
like they don't get Canadian winters. but I
Okay,
mean,
aside from the climate, I'm
like,
still trying
living
to think.
outside all year could be hard.
Okay, aside from the climate, I'm still trying to think. Is there a predator there that would kill you? Because I can't think of a
In England?
I'm sure
Yeah.
there is. Yeah.
yeah, but what? They don't have bears. They don't have wolves.
No, I don't.
They don't
think
have. They don't have
birds.
alligators. They don't have fucking lion. They don't
Yeah,
have any
you'd be
big.
pretty good, though.
Are you
They don't
sure
have any
get
big
bears or
cats.
wolves? I guess they're an island, right? So
Yeah. They don't have
Yeah.
any. They don't have any big cats. They don't have fucking anything.
let me
Yeah,
see.
but if you were debating about like the environment, would you say like because we go with like a forest environment or the mountains? Like mountain forest is pretty much West Coast, West Coast United States, and then you have like
Can I live it? Can I live in a
desert.
Can I live in a valley?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
Like
Should
Live
be.
in a
Just an
pizza,
open-
just do Molly all day.
just an open field of grass. just do shrooms and lay in the grass.
Yeah, and smoke weed.
We'll be
That's
dead in a
alright.
week. We'll be dead in a
would-
week.
I'll go with you. That'll be fine.
Me
Yeah,
and you
no,
be.
I think you're right that there really is no predators in the UK.
Yeah, I can't think of any. I'm pretty good with
Just all the
animals.
knife, just all the knife wielding crime that's going on. That's about it.
Yeah.
Other than the immigrants that are,
the massive problem with knife wielding crime.
What's that?
Soccer hooligans.
The main predator in the UK is badgers.
Oh, fuck,
Oh
no
yeah,
problem.
you're
Take
making
care of that. Yeah.
Just the inclement weather will get to you.
Yeah, and the
That
depression
would
from
be
the
nice.
rain
It's
every
like,
day.
you still have like fauna that you could hunt, but you're not competing with the fucking predators, you know?
Be shit food though, Fouad.
what? Oh my god, I know.
Yeah.
But I will say, well, you're in the forest anyway. What the fuck are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I go to New
It might be
Zealand.
good if you went. Yeah, where's somewhere even like more.
You could fish. You could fish in the UK and have good food.
I don't like fish though.
If it's fresh, it's probably good.
Yeah.
Both disappointed.
I would not do the desert.
Where
Mm-mm.
would
Yeah, no way.
the easiest
Can I just want to
outside?
thoughts on taking a pre-workout before cardio. Is it bad for the heart? I wouldn't.
Crank it up, man.
I don't think it's
Crank it
bad. I don't think it's bad for the heart. It's unnecessary. Anybody else want to touch on it?
I wouldn't.
I'd take a thermogenic before.
Yeah,
Or-
I would.
Yeah.
I used to do like carnitine and caffeine, and that was it.
Mhm.
With my I would take my EAAs too, obviously, but like I'm talking for energy, I would take carnitine, and not that carnitine gives you energy. Carnitine for fat burning, the caffeine for energy, the EAAs for muscle sparing. That was kind of my cocktail before I did cardio.
We could do the ECA stack.
With the aspirin, you mean?
Aspirin, ephedrine, caffeine, just lower
Yeah.
dose before cardio than you would pre-workout maybe.
Ian's laughing because it's like so dated.
ECA.
I've actually been
He's like-
taking just on my leg training days. I do 200 milligrams of caffeine with 24 milligrams of ephedrine, and it's like the best for leg days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So you
like
can't get ephedrine now anymore, though, right? Is it go?
Yeah,
Did it
you
go
could-
behind the counter now to
I
pharmacies?
thought you can buy the 8 mg ones,
I think it's coming to an end. I heard it's coming to an end. They're putting them in pharmacies now.
even the little ones.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Time to stock up.
Yep.
probably because all the fucking coke heads are buying it to fucking chop their coke with.
Yep. Isn't it something? Isn't it made for
By the
speed
barrel.
production too?
Really?
Yeah,
No.
so-
That's how Kaizen was making like all their money.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I used to work at the nutrition store way back in the day. I was telling Paul this. These fucking just like totally, you could tell fucked up crackhead people would come in and buy like a case of ephedrine at a time.
Mhm.
And
Well,
they
and,
chop-
and the companies like Kaizen then were smart. They started making them in like satchels instead of bottles because they know for drug dealers that they can
It's
fucking like
perfect. Yeah.
they can run 3 times as much with the weight savings. You know, like
Yeah.
weight
Get out
of
size,
here.
weight
They
less.
did that.
Oh
You
yeah,
didn't know that, Seth?
No,
Oh, sorry.
Speed.
What did they do? They put them in.
Kaizen knew what they were doing when they switched to the satchels for sure. Yeah,
that is
What are
awesome
satchels?
that they did that.
like a tear packet instead of a bottle.
Oh,
Ian versus Paul Dillette in their primes.
Fuck off, Travis. I'm not answering this.
Who's Travis?
All right, we'll let Paul answer it since
Travis
Paul is
Smith,
a
he's like
judge.
one of the supplement world guys.
Gonna put you
Oh,
on the
Travis. I know Travis.
put you on the spot, Paul.
He
Stop
asks this
trying to.
question every week.
Ian versus Paul. What do you think? Even Ian versus Paul Dillette.
Yeah.
Really?
I'd have to look at pictures.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
I have to look at pictures.
I think. I bet you if Paul Dillette was on this podcast, he would say Paul Dillette.
Paul Dillette did have a great physique, but he couldn't pose.
Yeah, I couldn't either though.
Yeah, but
No, he literally couldn't pose because he was
No.
like shaking half the time.
yeah, was he always
Well,
like that in his amateur career too?
Look at
I
his
don't know.
pictures, though, we're going to be like Paul Dillette immediately. Yeah,
This is pretty fucking wild, dude.
Oh, he had a great physique.
he was crazy.
Like this is a really, really wild physique. He did lack in the back, but
Mhm.
he made up for it fucking everywhere else.
Can we see a back double bicep of Paul Dillette?
He'd see a front.
He's
You won't see
absolutely
one.
demolishing me in a front double.
He's demolishing, but that's not a bad thing to say. Like he's demolishing everybody in a front
Yeah.
double.
Right.
Like if he was in the top, if he was in the lineup at the Olympia this year, and you were looking only from the front, this is Andrew status. This is like
Because Andrew's like a new version of him, a
Yeah.
modern day version
The
of him.
back, though, I don't even remember what his back looked like.
his back double. His back wasn't great.
Well, we got to see it. Pull it
I'm
up.
showing it to you.
Oh yeah, okay. It's just
It's not. It's not that it wasn't great. It's just when you compare the shoulder, like look at the size of his delts,
Yeah.
right?
Sure.
It didn't fit the rest of his physique. I think he's older here. I don't know if this counts, but I mean,
Yeah.
you see the size of his fucking rear delt? Like I don't know if this is synthol or
Shit.
just genetic, but like his rear delt is bigger than like his fucking lat. So that's I think why he wasn't. I mean, that in combination with his posing, I think is why he didn't get further than he did. There's
How many shows did Paul Dillette win? Do we know?
I don't think he actually won very many, did he? He was always like top 5, top 3 Arnold, but I don't think he won too many shows.
1 second. We got something here. Wikipedia says first 92 North Americans, and then first 99 Night of Champions, and that's it.
Wow, I have a higher Arnold placing, but I have a lower Olympia placing.
I have more wins than Paul Dillette. I'm better than Paul
He's
Dillette.
not even the second best Canadian.
Huh?
I say he's not even the second best Canadian body.
I know. What the fuck?
You, me, and Ben are all better than him.
Wait a minute. Regan has 2 wins now, doesn't he?
That's right.
He
Regan.
might even have more than 2, to be honest.
Fucking shit. I gotta come back. I gotta make a comeback. I gotta
Do you
reclaim.
think if you gassed as hard as you could and took it really seriously, worked as the fan,
No.
you could win like the shittiest show of the year? No way.
The shittiest show of the year. He adds that in at the end.
Like win Vancouver Pro or something, you know?
I can't win anything. My body is like fucking just a destroy. It's not. Yeah.
You don't think we could like fill it with enough synthol to get you through one season?
My body is showing the scars of having all the tears. Okay, we'll do one more, then we'll go. If you could, nope. Well, I actually kind of like that one. If you could take one trait from each person on the podcast, what would it be? Seth, go ahead. You go first.
I just went through them all in my head, just off the top.
I'm curious. What's your first? I want to know what your first thoughts were. Don't change it.
No, I would love Paul's hatred for such stupid things is beautiful. It literally is. It
Thank you,
is
Seth.
fucking gorgeous.
Thank you.
Like wings and soup.
That's what I mean. Like, how can you not like some of the greatest things on the planet?
Ribs.
Yeah.
If you lived inside my head, Seth, you'd have the same kind of hate for those things.
Probably like with Ian's, his persistent ability just to like go in as hard as humanly possible from like more of a I don't want to use the word scientific, but for lack of better terms, a scientific standpoint, for a strong leg to stand on with evidence behind him on everything that it is. Like I'm such a bro science mentality that I don't have that.
No, Ian's a science guy.
No.
I'm the science guy for that.
When's your app come out? I need more science in my life. When's your app come out?
Hopefully in the month of September. I think we're almost there. Like, we got our last round of bug fixes done, and I think like we'll be good anytime now.
What can I expect if I use your program? Am I going to look good again?
Yeah, we're gonna get you back on stage and win Vancouver Pro.
Okay. Sorry, Seth. Go ahead. I interrupted you.
No, and then like more of the mentality that Mike has for just being able to help people, like just taking the time, like if you're like whenever, like we were talking about legacies earlier, and like Mike literally was explaining his legacy without explaining his legacy. And it's like, if you had someone close to him speak at his funeral, they would say, if you were lucky enough to have known Mike, you would have been in great company. But if you were lucky enough to be in Mike's circle, you would have known what a great guy he is. So it's like whenever you're welcomed into a circle like that, because obviously he doesn't welcome very many people in there. So if you get to get in there, you should, it's something that means that he felt you were close enough to be around him that much more and have that much more of an impact on your life from him. So like being able to do that's pretty incredible.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't want anything from me?
No.
He's like, no, I'm good. That's enough. That's enough.
You know what? This is where it comes in with you and Paul. Like with Paul's ability just to hate the greatest things, simple, great things. Your ability to literally get under people's skin in a way that no one else can.
That's my fucking trait. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yes.
Really? That's
Think
horrible.
about it. Like you literally go through everybody in bodybuilding. How many people are like Sean Ray's biggest hater? Okay. Everybody else cannot be a fan of you for certain things. And you're like, I'm literally just here doing what I believe I should be doing within this industry and doing all this. And it's like, you can get under people's skin in such a way that just makes their fucking skin crawl and be like, I fucking hate that guy. And you're like, why? Like, and everything that goes on.
because it's fucking authentic and everyone else is full of shit.
So
That's
it's like, I
exactly
mean,
what.
like whenever which has happened whenever Nick's not with HD anymore, like it was like all of a sudden, like, but whenever he wasn't with you anymore, everybody's like, oh, this. And now it's like, man, this is crazy how this is going on whenever, like, of course, like whenever you leave a supplement company or something happens, there's a story, but it always seems like it was a little more of a bigger deal with you than it is whenever you leave somewhere else. And it's like, man,
Such small news, like, yeah.
It's mind blowing.
Yeah, but it's just small things like that, just able to piss people off and get under their skin in a way that didn't know was possible.
All right, Paul.
Well, from you, Fouad, I would take your drive and determination, something I always admired in you that I lack in myself. Ian,
brother.
I would take your discipline, because I think you're a disciplined man, and I lack that in my life. Seth, I would take your work ethic, because I think you're a really hardworking man, and you found a good balance with your family and work life, and I admire that. And Mike, I would take Mike's protectionist instincts that he has. I really admire that about Mike. Like Mike's always protecting his friends, and I wish I had more.
Remember we were at the cottage and
Yeah.
we're all sitting around the bonfire and Mike's got a flashlight. He's like
He's
walking,
protecting us all.
he's walking around the whole thing campfire. I'm like, Mike's protecting all of us right now.
Yeah, I know.
We don't even know he's doing it.
Yeah.
We're all high.
That might have just been the shrooms, man. I think I was chasing-
Yeah.
I felt safe, Mike. I felt very safe.
I did too. I was like, Mike's walking the perimeter. We're good.
Like, there's any bears here, Mike's got them. I don't care. I'm sleeping good tonight.
Ian, go ahead. Well, wait a minute. Paul, you just basically said the same thing for all three of us.
No, they're each different.
Well, you basically said me, Seth, and Ian was just his basically all work ethic.
No. Yours is your drive and determination. That's different than work ethic.
Oh, okay. All right.
Ian was disciplined. Were you listening?
Not
Ian was
really.
disciplined.
Listen up.
And Seth was work ethic.
Okay. Go ahead, Ian.
Paul, I would take his like childlike curiosity about things. He's like so like intrigued by like
Child.
the most monotonous.
It's so insulting.
I'm a child, basically. Ian. Thank you.
Hey, Seth said I make people skin crawl. So
Yeah, whatever. All right, go on.
Also be like interested and like get into a conversation about like the most mundane things for most people and be like fascinated and interested in. And like to me, like I have a hard time with that. Like I'm just like, right, whatever, you know? But like he can have a conversation about the fucking weather and like it making it exciting, you know?
I know.
I find it's like that's a huge skill, like for sure.
Thank you.
Seth, obviously his work ethic is something I find, you know, very admirable. You know, I'm naturally a very fucking lazy person. So when I see people that work like Seth, I'm like, oh, that's like something I want, you know? From Mike, I would take, as I am someone that does get very wrapped up in like the opinions of others and like let that consume me at times. I would love to have like more of not like just the ability to be yourself, you know? So not even caring about what others, it's like just being yourself and not really caring like what it is on the other side, you know? And then nothing for Fouad, fuck him. It wouldn't be me and Fouad if I didn't leave it like that. You know?
Fucking
No,
cunt.
honestly, this might even be a bad one, but if there's one thing I wish I could take from Fouad, it's like your balls, you know?
Why?
Just like balls with shit. Like your ability to just like fucking be ballsy with stuff. Like even if it's just like when we're driving and you just like fucking go crazy or shit with your business, just like the ability to like have balls in situations where I would probably be overthink it and be a little more refrained, that you'll dive in and just like be in the moment a little more than I would be, you know?
I like that. I appreciate that. Mike? Is this too soft for you?
A little bit. No, I'm just kidding. From Ian, I would take definitely take his like determination and dedication. Like, especially I only know you for like a very, very, very limited time when you competed, but just watching like how diligent he was and how like he just, and also how you just go for shit, like random shit, you'll just do it, like eating that chip and shit. I was just like, this guy's out of his fucking mind. Like, just decides to do shit and does it and thinks nothing of it. Meanwhile, I would like never have done that in a million years. Like anything you're doing. Paul is just fucking, I don't know. Paul's like a light in this world. Who's just like a fucking, it's just a great thing to be around, dude.
Thank
You're
you,
a good dude.
Yeah.
So, and then Seth, I mean, like I said before, with his moral compass and like how he comes across as a human being and the way he conducts himself is, I think, how a lot of people think they conduct themselves when they come across, but he's the actual real deal. So it's nice to see a guy like someone who's like that, who has morals, like a good family man. And I would hope to attain that status if I was to have kids, which I won't. But if I did, I'd like to be like the kind of guy you are with your kids and your family, the way you raise them. And with Fouad, it's just like, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I admire about you, but it's more, I don't know, like it's weird because we both had preconceived notions of who each of us were before we met each other. And it's just like, I've never been proven so wrong about someone, or like, I've never been so off about what I actually thought. You know what I mean? Like, because you're like a super fucking, people see you and they understand that, but you're like a caring guy. Like you give a fuck about people. And that may not come across because like maybe you are with certain people you aren't, but like you're not a fucking bad guy and you're not this. That's why I defend you and I make comments and I say shit when people say stuff about you or any of us, but especially you, because it's like you're not what people perceive you to be out of their own insecurities.
Right.
Like
Thank you.
you are, yeah, you're the person that you are, and you're good to your wife, you're good to your friends, you're loyal, and you have like fucking genuine feelings towards people and their well-being. So that's something that I look at you for.
Appreciate it.
Mhm.
All right, I'll go quick. Seth, you have the ability to make people's skin crawl. I'm just
Hey, this
You have
was
the ability
all
to
about,
uncrawl skin.
this was all about things that we admired about.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's not.
Okay,
It's not.
listen.
like-
For real. There's a couple things I would say. Number one, I have to say, where did Ian go? Just
Oh, I think it's checked out.
he's like, this is too sensitive for me. I'm out of here.
I grab a tissue.
1 second.
This computer died.
Sorry.
Your computer die?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was going to make it to the end, but it didn't.
That's the fastest reboot or comeback ever. Seth, I will say the very first thing is your ability to make everything into a positive or not as big a deal as other people would make it. Seeing things from a positive side of view at all times is very difficult for me. So that is fucking huge. Ian, the ability to say you're going to do something and do it without any whimpering, complaining, and making it seem like it's just part of life without effort is admirable. Mike, just fucking loyalty, because there's very few people that I've come across in my life that have the kind of loyalty that you have. I would probably apply that to all you guys, but Mike is like, I don't know. I think Mike would kill somebody for me probably. If I asked him to. No, not for real.
Whose car are we taking?
Yeah. And Paul, I hope this doesn't sound bad.
It's gonna.
Well, at least
okay, though.
you
It's
prefaced
what
it with
you
that.
want.
He's like,
It's the
all
trait
due
you
respect.
want.
All due respect.
Yeah.
You can't say whatever you want after you say that.
Yeah, you
Say
can. It's like putting LOL at the end of a sentence.
Yeah, just say LOL at the end. It'll be fine. I won't take offense to it.
No, I was gonna say, I guess the ability to live life without needing to prove yourself to anybody. That is like something I struggle with all the time. Always having to validate who I am.
Same.
And it's like always having to prove that I don't even know what I'm trying to prove. It's just I'm always trying to validate my thoughts or actions or whatever. And it seems like you just go through life enjoying who you are without giving a fuck, saying whatever you want, doing whatever you want, and you're like, I'm just a happy person. And
Being able to hate anything.
you just don't need to prove anything to anybody. That's a fucking really, to me, that's a very freeing thing. And I think that's probably the second thing about Mike I admire too, is he just, like Ian said, I agree with what Ian said. It's just not giving a fuck and like just being like, this is who I am. I don't give a shit if you like it or not. I think I've become a little bit more like that, but it's different for some reason when you guys do that. When you guys do it, you get away with it. I don't. Like if I don't give a fuck what people think, people are like, Fouad's an asshole. But when you guys do it, it's like you get commended for it. I don't know how you get away with it, but I'm like, fuck, I wish I could get away with it.
Don't read the comments, Fouad.
Read the comments.
That's the key for it.
You know what the problem with the don't read the comments? And I know we're getting away from this now, but I enjoy talking with the fans of the podcast.
Oh, you interact with some of the comments?
So like ever since the start of the podcast, I go in the comment and sometimes I'll debate with somebody or like, you know, thank them for a comment or whatever. Like I enjoy going through and reading what people think. But then with that comes, you got to read all the like dumb shit too, right?
Yeah, right. So I go through the comments on Instagram a little bit and I try to respond to most of those. But YouTube, for some reason, YouTube, I just have this disconnect with. I don't like to look at the comments.
I'm the opposite, because on YouTube, we're having a 2-hour conversation. So the comments that come from it sometimes are interesting to read and like debate back and forth with someone.
Mhm.
Whereas on Instagram, it's more like, you know, they don't seem like, you know, it's just they're commenting on a picture or something. So it's
I
different.
find it, for some reason, for me, it feels more personal on Instagram. Like you're messaging me directly, where YouTube, I feel like it's not to me directly. I don't know why.
It is more personal on Instagram because it's your account. Whereas on this,
Well,
it's like on this, when I'm reading the comments could be for Ian, you, Seth,
Yeah.
Mike, whatever. But I just like, I don't know. I kind of go through them anyway. Anyway,
Yeah.
we got away from what we were saying, but I don't know. I like it. Good. Seth, on that note, who wants to say the prayer? Seth or Paul?
No, Seth be my guess.
Paul, go. Paul.
Come on,
We
Paul.
could-
We're
Last week.
We could share it.
okay. Share it. I want to hear what that sounds like. You go.
Come on, Pookie. Do it,
Yeah.
Pookie.
Well, I don't know how that's gonna work, but you want to go first, Seth?
You can start.
You lead it off, Paul.
You go first, and Paul and Seth will bring it home.
I didn't prepare anything, and I don't have anything to go by, so I'm gonna wing it. So let us bow our heads.
He acts like there's like so
He acts
much
like he's
content
not-
to his others, you know.
Yeah, like he acts like he's not winging it every time.
Like he's saying 45-minute sermons that are prepared, you know.
This one's really blind though. I haven't given this any thought at all.
Well, you're just going to tell us about your own life, and you're going to wish for selfish things.
That's what I'm gonna revert to. Yeah,
Got a
yeah.
sore foot.
Yeah, foot's actually doing pretty good. Okay, dear leader. Well, coming off a busy couple of weeks, so I'm glad to be home and anchored again. And
I was
back,
joking, man. I was, the fucking like, it's not a diary.
I was gonna lead it to something. I was gonna lead up to something.
Okay.
Fouad.
I'm sorry. I won't interrupt again.
That's okay. But looking forward this week to seeing everybody. Seeing Ian and Mike. They're coming to town for a couple of days. It's gonna be nice. I'm looking forward to that. Wish Seth was coming. but
Mike's not coming.
Mike's not coming. Mike, you're not coming.
No, Mike.
No, I
Mike
can't.
said he can't make it.
Oh shit. Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing Ian.
Still settle for me.
Me and Ian also have another trip coming up too.
He's like, oh, that's too bad. Okay,
So
you're an
Amen.
asshole, Paul. You just moved right on.
No, I didn't mean that in a negative way. I'm going to spend a lot of time with Ian over the next couple of weeks.
See, like a nice prayer would have been like, I wish Paul would come. Maybe you can allow him to make it. You
I wish Mike could come. I do wish Mike could come. I was looking forward to seeing Mike.
All right.
But unfortunately he can't make it. But... So, amen. Over to you, Seth.
Well, in a little bit of Paul fashion here. Again, keep our heads bowed. Broke up with my girl last night, so I
Oh.
went to the club,
No,
put on a fresh white suit.
we read that last week.
No, you didn't.
We did. The
Was
week
that the one you
before.
read
I
last
didn't read
week?
it.
That's the one Paul read.
No, I didn't
Oh,
read
is
that
it the one you read? Paul?
Yeah,
That's not the
You
one I
sent
read.
it to me, and you were like, "Put that one on."
I sent it to you.
Yeah, I have it.
That's not the
Oh,
same one,
because-
Fouad.
It is the same one.
Bartender?
yeah.
T-Pain?
Yeah. I think I sent it to you before I sent it to him. And then
Oh.
and then I think
Where's the one I sent you, Paul?
I'll have to look through my phone.
all right. I sent
You
it
never-
to I sent it to Seth because I think Paul
I
wasn't
missed the
coming on.
podcast. I
Right,
missed the
right.
podcast
So
that
then-
one was.
So then Paul read it because you weren't here. That's right.
Oh,
Sorry.
I
dude.
don't see it, Mike.
It doesn't matter. You
Jesus
already said your
Christ,
prayer.
Paul.
We're gonna let
oh.
we're gonna let Seth
one
say
job,
something
man.
something
Okay.
important.
Okay.
Go ahead, Seth.
Everyone, thank you. What a wonderful podcast. This was
It's
a
on
lot
the-
of fun.
Oh, sorry. It's on your messages, Paul, in Instagram.
Oh,
Sorry.
On the IG, the messages you check. But everyone, dear Lord, we thank you for this opportunity again to get together. It was a wonderful time. I had a lot of different emotions, such wonderful feelings from all of us, getting the chance to share what we believe about one another. I think it's good to be able to be in these scenarios for the viewers to be able to understand a little bit more about us and maybe have opportunities in their own lives to share with their friends and family about who they are and who they want to become in life. Please grant us strength and good health as we go forward in what we're trying to do with our lives. And please bring good fortune for all of those who are working towards great things in their lives. And we thank all the viewers for the opportunities that we have in life with this podcast. And please give us the strength to continue on in life to keep doing everything that we're working for. In your name, amen.
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 Sure showed the hell out of me
Oh,
there.
how
Seth.
come you can't do that, man? How come you
Jeez, I
can't?
thought you were just gonna one up me a little bit. You just crushed mine. It was like
That was good.
that was
All right.
great. That was very good.
All right, boys. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see you guys.
Good night, everybody.
See you
I'll
guys.
see you guys. I'll see you guys on Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. See you
Okay.
Friday, Ian.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.
See you guys.